Hi my friends, how you doing? I hope everyone's doing really great. Here's Goiana Ferreira and I'm posting more videos for all of you volunteers to be checking, typing, getting organized. Okay, I have a few things to say. This video that I already posted here now, we're really on July the 9th. A few others, I placed them in a different date just for me to get organized my head for the ones that I already posted and the ones that I did not post it. Okay? So don't worry about the dates. Just focus on the contents. That's the main thing. A very few things here and there I repeated. I'm very sorry because I'm doing this for so many months. Some things I forgot and then I thought, oh, I already did that. But then was already posted another video with other short videos with it. Okay? So that's why. And today I'm posting just a few for us to have an idea how it will be for the 2 days cleanup and for the 4 days cleanup and the 28 weeks cleanup. So families have just a basic idea, right? So we have 2 days to clean up all the basics, right? According to each family reality, because we don't want people completely without clothes or completely if they don't have money to purchase new ones, right? Or they need to keep a little something or furniture, right? That's not authorized, okay? So for all the basics, have 2 days, and then we can get more organized during the 4 weeks for the planting, for the house, and families also gonna sign up at the cell phones, what need to be fixed and done at the apartments, houses, okay? All right, my friends, so I really appreciate your cooperation, and I talk to you soon. Have a great and blessed day. Thank you. Okay, so the other thing I want to say, sorry, it's that I'm placing these short videos combined for the volunteers to have an idea on how our real good videos will be, okay? For Andrew and other helpers to make good ones. All right, so this is just to have an idea. It's not the way gonna be placed at our YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Okay, my friends, so here I'm going to show you how you're going to wash in case it's need. Got a little stain or a little bleeding nose, or something, because some people are gonna be moving, right? And sometimes they're not used to, so it might happen, right? Something. So what you do? If it's white, you can put baking soda and keep rubbing and washing with some drops of soap, while that's needed. Get a biodegradable soap, that's important. And if it's color, you put on a side, don't mix them, okay? And keep putting water and rubbing until the stain gets out. Because some people, some families are used to what? They're used to have a very humid weather and they're going to dry areas, or different seasons. And every country every area have their different germs and different microbes, right? So some people might get a little cold when they arrive, but that's normal. It's just a few days for them to get adjusted, or a bleeding nose if they're going to a place that's too dry, okay? All right, so that's how you do it. You keep washing, leave there, keep rubbing with baking soda. Be careful the baking soda on color, not put in here. You just put in this one, okay? All right, so basically it's that. So you can, and remember, always use, if you already have in your city, right? Because some places are very hard to find. If you already have, use a biodegradable soap, okay? All right, my friends, talk to you soon. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the type of towel we are going to use during the 28 weeks. Everyone shower towel will be like this. So you see here is very thin, the fabric is thin, but it has, the little fuzz in it. It's quite a little far away from each other. I don't know if you can notice, okay? And so they get rough when they are dry, But it's good, the person can start drying themselves first and then dry the face, because then gonna be a little wet and won't hurt the face, right? Because many people gonna be taking a lot of sun. You cannot rub towel in your face for this many weeks. You know, just do gently in your face so it won't peel off skin, okay? All right, so this is the best. Why? Because it's gonna dry. It's very easy to dry. Look how thin it is. You see? Very thin. And once the little fuzz it's far away from each other, they dry very easily. So people gonna, on their washing day, right, whichever it is, they already wash before they go to school, wash, and when they come back in the evening, it's all dry. So very easy. One of the older teenagers or the parents can wash them all on that day, and when everyone comes back 6 o'clock, you know, on that day, it's all dry. Everyone can take their showers, all right? So this is the way. The other thing I want to show you, it's how we are going to do with our floss. So we're going to use this type of floss that has two strings in it, because this is the one that really clean, all right? So if you have the long one, the other long one you can use, don't throw away, because we have, you know, we have to be careful to don't waste any money, okay, or points, because afterwards when things won't be money anymore, we're gonna use points. So just do like that, get a piece of paper you can use for the whole month and make a new one until all families will have the proper things to put them up. Why I did this way? Because as you see here, I can easily slide over and it's done. And I made a little pinch here to be easy to open up every day. Okay, so that's how I did, you know, for all of us, and write just the name. You know, and everyone needs to rub them properly. So after using, you put a drop of soap. You get the soap, put a drop of soap, right? And you rub, come back. When you're flossing, you floss one area. We have 4 areas in our mouth. So you floss one area, rinse. Floss one area, rinse. Keep rinsing. Floss one area, rinse. And then when you're done the whole mouth, if needed, you can do again more often, of course. Okay? So when you're done, you put a drop of soap, rub, right? And you just shake it, and put here, because that will be fine. You know, when the other day it's dry and there's no germs from the bathroom gonna be placed there until you have the proper location, because we are going to put those things in the living room or in the drawer. We're trying to figure out where we're gonna put, you know, but for now, this is the best option during the whole 28 weeks until you have the definitive version of our floss dry out. So this will protect, you see, the germs from the bathroom won't get in there while during the day when people use, right? The bathroom gets some germs, right? And so they're clean and protected. You just change once a month, okay? All right, until the 5th of each month, you just get new paper, cut, write the names of everyone, all right? Okay, my friends, thank you. Okay, so here I'm going to show you a few things on how you're going to make your salad in a sustainable way. So, you might have a lot of carrots or just one of them. You might have a lot of mustard greens or just a little bit, right? Depending if it's the beginning of the week, you just got supermarket until our gardens are grown, and also afterwards. So I'm going to show you. So as soon as you put a little piece of something, it does count. Why does count? Because our main objective is to have different varieties for us to be teaching ourselves and our children with our needs, okay? All right, so here I'm going to show you how I do my salad, but I don't have anyone to help me right now. My children are here, so let's get organized. Okay, So if you have, this is fennel, so if you put a little bit, you bought quite a few days ago, don't have much, put a little bit to each person, okay? All right, and here it's celery, cut a little bit, it does count, radish, and then a little bit of ginger, and then garlic. It's very important. Every day we have a variety of everything. So if you don't have much money to purchase right now, and also in the future when you're going to be harvesting your things, if you don't have much, what it counts? A little bit of each, okay? And of course you have the carrots, you have the lemon. So the lemon, what I do, if you see here, I already squeeze the lemon, okay, to put with my turmeric drink that I use during the day. Right, it's the great anti-inflammatory, and you scrape the fiber, and you can use in a salad. Okay, don't waste. You always scrape, because lemons are really hard. You're gonna need a lot of lemon. You're not gonna take time for all these fruits to start growing, right? So scrape everything before you put in your compost. The same as orange, right? We cut the outside pieces of the orange, and then we eat the whole pulp. Okay, so that's how you're gonna do. You know, a little piece of each. If you have a lot of something in your garden, apples, such as, you know, the spinach, broccolis, or mustards, whichever you have. Here I have mustards and spinach as well. So you always start using, how you do it? The ones that get yellow first, okay? So this beating of the mustard, you know, and some other plants are very important. They help to for the body to assimilate that, such as the lemon, the mustard, you know, all these vegetables that have this bitter in it. So when you buy a whole bunch, or you get from your garden, what you're gonna do? You're gonna use the ones that you're not eating bad things, but like you see here, it starts to get yellow. You eat those parts first. Okay, always check, open up, see if it's no bad ones in the middle, and then you get the ones that need the most. Okay, all right, and you're gonna count that for the piece. Points gonna count. So how many did you eat? 4 times a day, because the ones you eat at work or at your school does count as well. So this morning I ate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 items. And then you can have 2 cooked things, right? So, or you have the beans, as I have here, right? Or you have the eggs. So each meal you can focus in one protein. So this is cage-free and is organic. All right? Okay. The other thing is that you can also have rice and beans, for example. 2 cooked things, no more. Because we are learning how to use a lot of raw vegetables and a little bit of cooked items. So 2 cooked things for the 28 weeks and also for afterwards. All right? Okay, so now I'm going to show you the vinegar, how I do the vinegar. So I put a half here, and I complete the other half in water and a small spray. You see, a small spray is fine. So you have one for the kitchen. So you're going to spray all your salads. Very important when they come from supermarket for you to spray them. But you have also to be careful, you know, when you purchase salads, to spray the parts you think the people put their hands, such as where they grab to cut, right? That part is important, you spray. And depends in which area you are, you're gonna dip the whole thing. Because sometimes they're not even organic, but they will get very bad if you put vinegar, okay? So, but that's just for the first 4 weeks or so, because after that we're going to have our own salads, okay? But make sure, if you already took your worm medicine, natural or artificial, make sure to take care of them, you know, if you're still purchasing them for a month or so. Because after 4 weeks, you'll be forbidden for all counties to have to sell salad, because that's plenty of time for people to start having their own. As a sprouts, as a salad, big salads, small salads, everyone will already have them, okay? All right, the other thing I want to show you is the ginger. So if you make tea for any reason, you use them afterwards for your salad. Don't throw away. They have a lot of fiber, antioxidants, and everything else you can. All right, so they're very healthy, and we are going to take them. Okay, so use what you have. You can purchase shea, you can purchase flaxseed, they have omega. So I make mine here in a jar. You see here, I make them in a jar, and so everyone can do that. It's very important. Use what you have available right now, because in the future those items are not coming from other places. Okay, and this is the good one. For spirulina and chlorella, because all dark greens, and as soon as you have a variety of different colors, I don't have the tomato here right now, I get the tomato sauce, but just finished. So, but that's important for you to have. Lycopene, other things important. But the spirulina and chlorella are also great natural sunblock. And this is the type I purchased here, but you're going to see on your counter what's available. What you need the cracked shell. You need both of them if it's available, because they're really great. Most as possible you can purchase, because the whole family can have them. They're really great for many reasons. The other thing you're going to see, if they are chlorella broken, already said, if they are grown in sunlight, natural sunlight, okay, gluten-free, of course, they will be gluten-free, and low pressure flash expansion, because some people use too high pressure, so there's not much nutrients in there. So when they're washed in a slow mode, they have more nutrients. Okay, so basically it's that. You know, if you're vegan or not, you know, you can see that, but we're not going to be vegan. We're going to eat chicken and eggs for sure, all right? Okay, and fish. Okay, my friends, so here it is. And for people that want, that's optional, is the red meat. Red meat is it's optional to each couple to decide, the married couple. And for young adults, as soon as they marry, they can make their own decision, because, you know, we have a lot of animals, you know, that going to renew. We're going to pray for them to renew, right? And they can decide as soon as they get married. So basically it's that, all right? Unfortunately, they are sold on these things, on this type of bags, but it's all right. For now, we just have to be healthy. That's our main priority, is to be healthy as soon as possible, right? So for us to be strong and handle the sun. That's how we're going to handle the sun. And of course, please already purchase a small sunblock for the first few weeks, right? For any color, just for the face, and the forearm you can wear long sleeves if it's too hot. But for the face, for sure, because we don't want people to get hurt, right? Okay? But as soon as we will have variety, the onion also help with absorption of the nutrients, lemon, onion, the mustard green, all these things that are a little spicy, or a little, like a pepper as well, you know, a little bit. But the mustard is one of the best one, and onions, okay? The lemon too, but it's harder takes longer to grow them. Okay, my friends, so here's just a few tips, and remember, have your turmeric. I used to purchase a lot of roots, but this time I just got in powder. You can just put some in the water. That's how I do it. You put some in the water, right? And squeeze some lemon to absorb better. You know, and you can do along the day. But you can also cut turmeric. You can use the whole day. Purchase now how much you need until you grow your own. Go ahead and purchase while they are available from other countries. You know, purchase the roots. plant them as soon as possible. Plant a lot, because you can also share with your neighbors, your friends afterwards, because you're gonna need a lot of turmeric, all right, and ginger. So we can grow them in many countries, all right, even in cold areas, because when comes the cold, the winter time, they can bring them inside to their sunny greenhouses, right? Okay, my friend. So I really appreciate, and I talk to you soon. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. Get a plastic container, you're gonna wash every week, and put the items that you're using. Put them facing down for the ones that are open, such as the fennel, the celery, okay? The carrot you're using, radish, the garlic that are open. I use this little thing, this little plastic for the small things. Garlic that are already cut, or small garlic that are already clean and open up, okay? So that's how you can do it. The bags you can keep in another location. So depend how big is your family you can get, because the main thing is what? A little bit of each, for you to have 15, 20 different items. For everyone to start learning how to use those items. So instead of closing the bag, you can close as well if they fit. Or you just get the bag with your greens, because the greens need to take the air out. So that's how I do it. I take the air out, the greens I'm using, and I just put them like that. Because when I already get everything from the fridge, and not get this, and that. Okay? All right, so these are some good ideas. You can also use a small lid that you have for the small things, that the garlic already cut in the morning and it's a little left over, or something that's left over. All right, so you can do that too. The other thing that you can do, it's for the ginger that you already made a tea. So what you're gonna do, so all the ginger, I didn't get all the pieces, I'm just getting a few for you to see. Get the ginger and eat them at the salad, because it's very important for everyone to start getting used to all different tastes, including children, if they can already bite. So you can keep in a small container, or with the garlic, that's fine. Because some people don't, I don't eat onion, I don't eat garlic, I don't eat. Yes, it's mandatory to eat everything. Every veggie, salad greens, it's mandatory, because it's important for health. I don't like this, I don't like the scent of that. So start cutting little pieces and offer to your family, okay? So put them facing down, so they will most likely don't dry. The other thing, everything gonna be organic, right? So we are not scraping off the carrot. Wash well, put vinegar when they arrive, spray vinegar for a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, and it's done, okay? When it comes from your garden as well, because we have to be careful. Nematodes and other things that we don't want in our garden. We're gonna have a proper video with more information about that, but make sure and put them facing down like that, so they won't dry much, okay? And the lemon that you're using, a leftover lemon, you can put like that, okay? All right, and the little pieces of the little garlic that you already took out, so you can keep in a small container, so it's easy for you to find, don't have to dig all around. Okay? All right, just for you to have an idea. Now, the bags you're gonna keep on the fridge. You're not going to get all the bags. The bag of the radish, the bag of the carrots, right? Because you're gonna buy a bunch of everything, right? So you don't have to go to supermarket all the time, right? Okay, so you're gonna keep them in the bag. You just put here in a container the ones that you're using. Okay, so every 2 days or so, whichever your family, how big it is and how much you're eating at the house, because some people are going to be volunteering and eating a lot outside as well, right? They're volunteer. So the garlic that you already put vinegar is all clean, you put in a dry place, make sure, or put vinegar only when you're going to open it up and put in here, so they won't be moist, okay? Don't put vinegar when you purchase. Put vinegar only when it's ready, when you're really gonna use it. Okay? All right. So, and the piece of ginger or turmeric you're using, you can also put in a small container right there. So why is that? Because when you will get your things in the morning, early in the morning, and hurries a lot to do, it's already everything there. You know, you can get, even a lid can be helpful. Use what you have and save every dollar, every money you have. Save a lot, okay? All right, so that's how we're gonna do it. Because when you get the container, comes everything, and you don't have to get a whole bags of everything, okay? All right, so now let me explain for coffee, because all the coffee maker is gonna be gone, right? We have 2 days clean up for all the families, so that's how you do it. Get a piece, you know, those small towels, you know, everyone has some small towels, right? Get one that you already have, not with paint, need to be a white one. So just get one, you know, the one you use, you know, which one can be thin, you know, do not need to be thick, because the thicker one gonna be harder to dry, to wash, to take care. So get a thin one, and you can cut in 4. You see, can cut in 4, and you can give one, you can use, like I use one here to wash my dishes, one of these squares to wash, one for coffee, and you can give the other 2 pieces to your parents or to a sibling, right? Because you don't want to waste anything. Okay, or you can just keep for yourself and use, because it lasts for many, many months. The washing cloth, you know, the washing one like that, oh, it lasts for months and months and months. Okay, so you cut them in 4, that's how I did it. So, and then that's how they become, okay, until you have proper cotton drainers. All right, so you make your coffee, warm up your water, let it boil for a few seconds as indicated in our videos, right? Otherwise they are not going, they can give headache if you boil too much, okay? Because you have to learn how to do these things, because we used to have machines for coffee, right? Okay, so that's how you do it. Boil a little bit, let it raise twice or so, you know, if you don't have the videos ready yet, and you put them a little lower. You see here, a little lower. I don't know if you can see, but just to have an idea. Hold the sides and drain the coffee right there, because you're holding with your hands. You hold the sides like that, it won't fall down. Do it slowly, slowly, and then you grab, I'm holding the cell phone, but then you grab the sides, right, and wash right away, okay? All right, so when you wash right away, right now, that's what I'm using. You squeeze, no soap, you don't wash with soap. Squeeze, you know, put it here and put in a refrigerator. So you're sure no ants will come, no bugs, you know, it's clean and it's safe to be used for months until the proper cotton ones arrive. You have to boil these once a month, okay? You don't need to use soap, because soap can stay on a fabric. You know, you have to be really careful. So just boil, make sure there's no bacteria, no germs, and keep using, okay? And even for the new ones, when they arrive, you're gonna take out of the frame and wash and keep in a refrigerator, all right? Just to be safe, because some of them attract little tiny mosquitoes, you know, like gnats. Okay, in some countries they are dry nets. So what you do, don't leave them exposed to dry naturally. Keep them in the fridge. Done. Okay? And other thing is your wood board. You know, use the one you have right now until we have a definition. What happens is, right now our family is going to be huge. It's 12, 14 people. So we need 2 boards, 2 people cutting at the same time. Every day, 2 people cutting. So going to be a little larger than that just to be faster. But we're not going to have huge boards as before. They're going to be made in wood, okay, in wood. And if anything happen, you know, you're going to scrape to get out any mold or anything that sometimes get to the end. But we are going to have them in wood, hardwood, right? So they won't be damaged, but also not too heavy ones. So we're going to have written which wood each country can make. Those boards are going to last forever. We're not going to glue any board because that's what happened. They break apart. I'm using that for many months now. They get a little yellow from the turmeric cut. But we are not gluing because the glue is not sustainable and eventually they're going to break. We're just going to have a little larger than that, you know, maybe 14 or 20 centimeters, and it's done, okay? Because we have big families for quite a few years now. All right, now I'm going to show you. When you place them, if you place them here, for example, the wall, they're going to stay, not going to dry well, and then they're going to get a little mold. That's not good. Okay, I always scrape all the time. But the best they're going to do, it's like here. You're going to keep in a location that you're sure going to dry. You see, it's not right here where the water cannot dry. You place in a location or in the rack that you have, okay? In the rack that you have, it's fine too. So they will last for many years, and then you don't have just at least as to scrape them or sand, because all these things takes work. So you have to make sure you do it right from the beginning. Once you're talking about the kitchen items, so it's very important, all this drain type of drain, you know, we are going to take them all apart. They're not sustainable and not needed, okay? All right, so my friends, basically is that. Let's get organized. Your salad's ready, you know, and when you get all done from the free refrigerator. Remember to clean your fridge every week. Just the most important parts you're using. And once a month, completely clean. All right? Okay, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Okay, here I'm going to show you. You know, you can get those chlorella and spirulina. Put a few in your mouth. All adults, you know, can eat that much. Because very important. People that have fair skin to be really strong with natural sunblock. So that's how much you can get, about 10 or so, okay? And for the children, start to get used to them because this is very expensive. But children need as well, so I start giving 2, you know, so they get used to swallow them 2 at a time, okay? All right, now I'm going to show you how you're going to clean your refrigerator. So get your cleaning towel. I have this one, it has some bumps in it. So we are going to sell some bumps now because we already have so many machines, so families can purchase them a lot because they're easy to clean. But we're not keeping the machines that make them because we need more machines and we're trying to be sustained the most as possible, right? Okay, but while we have, every family can buy many of them. We're going to have a proper limit of everything that you can purchase and keep at your house. Okay, so they will last for quite a few decades. Okay, once, as I said, we already have the machines anyways. All right, so here I have a fabric. You wet them just a little bit. I'm going to show you how. I already did this part, but you put a drop there, 1 or 2 drops, depending how strong is your soap. And then you're going to wipe out, you know, once a week, you're going to wipe out, you know, all your fridge like that, you know, the sides, the corners, everything like that. All right, I already did the soap. I'm rinsing now. Okay, so when you rinse, okay, so I already did everything, just rinsing. Do the bottom as well, okay? All right, because if you rinse the fabric completely, it's not good. All right, so what you do? The fabric is dry, right? So you're gonna wet them a little bit and put 2 drops of soap and wipe it down everything, right? As I said, okay. So on the other side, when you flip, gonna still dry this other part, right? This part still dry. So you come and you just wipe it down. Why is that? Because if you rinse the whole fabric, unless it's too dirty, then you need to do. But if you're already doing every week, you don't need, it never gets too dirty, okay? All right, so make sure you do everything. All right, here. Okay, and then you clean, already clean, all right? Oh, it's a little broken, but you know, you have to clean the bottom, and then here, you know, some has this part on the back, you see, over the glass. So make sure you clean everything, and then you wipe it down, all right? So this is very important. Also clean the sides of the fridge, you know, clean everything, all right? Have everything clean and ready. If you have that flipping glass, already take out because not needed. We're not going to keep things here. We can keep those, but we're not keeping, like some people put things here we don't need because everything gonna be fresh, right? Okay, so, and once a month you clean up everything. The top, the sides, the bottom, right? My refrigerator is really old. But anyways, we're also gonna have guidance on which fridges we're going to keep and which ones we're not going to keep. Gonna have, a family's gonna have a new one, okay? All right, but just basic information for you to have, and I really appreciate, and I'll talk to you soon. So let's keep healthy and strong, and I see you soon, my friends. Thank you. Okay, the other thing that's very important, when you have a bag or vegetables, right? You just open, I don't have the clip here, so this one came pressed. You see, came a plastic, a twist that is pressed in heat. So I just open a little piece for me to get the carrots. But what you do when you have things, you tie them up like that. Don't leave them open for air, right? So they won't be dry or soft. You want the veggies to be hard and strong. So that's how I do it. I flip like I just showed you, and I put towards the back. Oh, sorry. Here, I twist and I put towards the back. So when you put in a refrigerator, everyone gonna see the good part, but you can tuck it in. You see? So that's one of your veggies. I'm already putting my veggies back. Okay? All right? So they are good there, and then in every other day I get a few carrots, right, and put here on the top, okay, because then you slide everything at once, and you don't have to keep open your refrigerator over and over. The other thing I want to show you, it's that, yeah, so this is my shear. So what I do, I purchase like that, a big sheet. They last for weeks because you just put a little bit on the bottom, one finger according to this size, you know, this size like a mug, the size of a mug. But if your family is already big, of course, you're gonna need a bigger container. Yes, go ahead and purchase shea or flaxseed, everything that gives omega, go ahead. They're available. Purchase now. They're sealable, you know, so you can purchase quite a few bags, and you're gonna have for many, many months. Okay, just make sure you go and check the validity, so you don't want to get too much, you know. So this one is until April 2024. Okay, all right. So what I do, if you're eating by yourself, like some mornings, right? You have a little left over. You can put something there and use it later. That's fine. Okay, all right. The other thing you can already purchase is this, the chocolate, dark chocolate, 100% cacao. This one has no sugar, very good, but you can even purchase the other one that do not have the alkali. Alkali is a bean that people mix with the cacao. But once the cacao is the most important thing you need, right? For different reasons. So purchase the one without alkali, 100% cacao only, okay? Because this one says it's fake. I took in a hurry and I didn't see. Look, 100% Dutch cocoa. So cocoa, Dutch cocoa, is the one that do have alkali. Look here. You see? Alkali with it. So it's not good. Because you can purchase a whole bag of beans and much cheaper. So instead of spending a lot of money for a cacao that you don't even know how much bean is in there. Purchase only cacao. All right? Cocoa. Okay, and the coffee, you can also purchase the coffee. Now they have here in the United States, they put in all these sealable bags, but doesn't need. We use coffee in Brazil. We bring them home and we just put in a jar because, you know, a small jar. All right, they're fine. They're fine there. They don't get bad, you know. The nutrients still there. You're not going to take too long. They come in sealable bags. As soon as in sealable bags for the air to don't get in it, they are fine. All right, and purchase things in bulk right now the best you can. So here I have a supermarket. Look what I do. I use my bags, you know, from Oats, as you see here, and I purchase things in bulks. I bring them, put my own things in it, you see? And this way you're gonna save money, purchase in bulk, and of course purchase online if you can, with big bags, you see? Save is good, much cheaper, and focus so you can get those things done, all right? And what else I can say? Basically it's that. And quinoa, also purchase quinoa, everything that's available, you can go ahead and purchase. But always purchase organic, if you have organic, because some countries don't even have organic options, right? Purchase the organic, all right? Okay, my friends, so see you soon. Oh yeah, the other thing is that I purchased my vinegar like this. And as I said, I use a little bit at a time. You see here? I use a little bit at a time to mix with my spray. You see, I mix with my spray and they're gonna last for the whole month. One for the bathroom, one for the kitchen, and you are done. All right? Okay, the other thing we're going to use for tea, instead of using those things, we have those small nets that you open up and close them so you can put in the water, you know, or little ones like that. We're going to show you the best options, all right? Okay, my friends, thank you so much, and I talk to you soon. Oh, let me just show you, once we're talking about this, it's also every family can have, once we already have, plain mugs like that. So in a reasonable, if they're until 14 centimeters or so, you can keep, if they're plain. You see, they're plain. So every family member gonna have one. If they have just one line, it's okay, all right? But if they have drawing or words, people cannot keep them. They have to find a way to already get the new ones. All right, so go to a thrift store and already purchase different colors. I'm just showing these two for you to have an idea. And thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Okay, my friends, so now I'm going to show you a few things how to wash your bathroom. Okay, so this is your bathroom. Oh, sorry, it's not showing much. Okay, so this is your bathroom, right? Okay. So you're gonna use baking soda. I got right here. So you got the baking soda right there. Oh, it's too bright. Okay, my friends, so we're going to wash the bathroom. I'm just going to show you today. Okay, the first thing you need is this. You need, sorry, I'm showing many things today. You need a jar, you know, a plastic container that you have, you know, a bottle. So you can take the paper out and use something like that or something like that. The main thing is that the top needs to be small, all right? That's important. Why is that? Because when you come and water, you know, look, you're just gonna water the walls that you really need, You know, I did too many times not needed, but just for you to have an idea, okay? You don't go over there. Over there is just the fabric. So the water always almost to the top because you don't want to have infiltration of water. Right there is just the top. Okay, so you water the part you are going to wash, and that's also how you're gonna rinse, okay? So everyone during the 28 weeks gonna have a fabric, you know, that's very easy to wash. That's a stain, okay? I've always washed that and the top as well. So you're gonna have a towel that's easy to wash every week, not the thick ones, because then you need machine. So that's what you're gonna use. For other areas, it's okay, but here's the shower. All right. So you rinse, and then you're gonna put some baking soda right here. All right. Put some amount, you see, more or less. Then just put my finger so you have an idea how much. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're going to put some drops of soap right there, or straight to the brush. And then you get the brush. Okay, so you're gonna get the soap and the baking soda, right? And then you just rub up and down, a little round, go all over. When you finish one wall, you rinse. How you rinse? With that bottle, I just show you, right? With the bottle, okay, so you don't have water splashing all over the bathroom. And then you just slide your hand to make sure the baking soda didn't dry out, okay? All right. So first you rinse, as I said, never touch the top, and also be careful the sides, never go too much, because that part you can do with a towel, okay? All right, so you wash the whole bathroom like that and get it done. All right, what you need as well is this, a little container where you're gonna keep your bottle, right? I'm just putting this one right now because that's what I have. And a little old brush for the corners. So corners like here, you know, all the corners that is hard for the brush to go. Or such as here, under here, under here, under there, okay? So on the side is very important. On the back, because some places you see here's too narrow, the brush doesn't get in there properly, okay? All right, in a few words, that's how it is. Okay, my friends, so thank you. And the brush, you need to see which one is the most sustainable, not this one. I used to have a better one, but I couldn't find out to purchase anyone. And they're gonna be really strong. The metal, you see this one that got rusted? We're not going to make those. The wires that hold them together are gonna be really, really durable. You know, like or stained steel or something that does not get rusted like that. This is rust, this is not dirt, you see? It's rust. Okay, my friends, thank you. Talk to you soon. Okay, my friends, so we're going to wash the bathroom. I'm just going to show you today. Okay, the first thing you need is this. You need, sorry, I'm showing many things today. You need a jar, you know, a plastic container that you have, you know, a bottle. So you can take the paper out and use something like that or something like that. The main thing is that the top needs to be small, all right? That's important. Why is that? Because when you come and water, you know, look, you're just gonna water the walls that you really need. You know, I did too many times not needed, but just for you to have an idea, okay? You don't go over there. Over there is just the fabric. So the water always almost to the top because you don't want to have infiltration of water. Right there is just the top. Okay, so you water the part you are going to wash, and that's also how you're gonna rinse, okay? So everyone during the 28 weeks gonna have a fabric, you know, that's very easy to wash. That's a stain, okay? I've always washed that and the top as well. So you're gonna have a towel that's easy to wash every week, not the thick ones, because then you need machine, so that's what you're gonna use. For other areas, it's okay, but here's the shower. All right, so you rinse, and then you're gonna put some baking soda right here. All right, put some amount, you see, more or less. Then just put my finger so you have an idea how much. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're going to put some drops of soap right there, or straight to the brush. And then you get the brush. Friends, so now I'm going to show in a few words how you're gonna clean your windows and big doors like that. So you get your dry towel, okay, a dry towel. You put a drop of soap and wet a little bit. All right, wet first, sorry. So the soap won't get to the other side. All right, and then you go up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? All right, so rub everything, rub the sides, everything with the soap you got, okay? The best as possible, all these 4 parts. So we have 4 parts here, you see? This is a porch, big door, okay? All right, I'm just telling you how to do it. Why you don't want too wet, or you get 2 towels, all right? One more wet to wash well, and the other one come and cleans. Okay, so you wash everything, rub, you know, make sure all the stains, you took out everything. You look up and you look down and clean the corners really, really well. All right, do not clean the bottom at this time. You see, the rail. Okay. So you go outside and you do the same thing, okay? So you go all the way on the sides, rub well. Okay, you have this drop of soap. If you need, you get one more drop of soap because some places are really dirty. All right, so you wash, you do everything, okay? And this rail here on the side, it's okay. This space here, you do it because it's not too dirty. But the bottom, you leave it for the end. Okay, so when you do everything, you get a clean towel, all right? Wet a little bit and come drying. So you come drying, take the soap out. So you cannot put too much soap either, all right? So you go round, all the way, round, all the way, okay? All right, so you're doing really great. And then that's it. At the end, you're gonna do the rail, because the rail, this is stained because I just cleaned the other way, but the rail, you're gonna need a little more soap, and you go slide, you know, and clean everything, okay? And the baseboards, you're gonna clean as well, you know, all around the house, you're gonna clean the baseboards and take dust out. The same way, a drop of soap and then clean. And all the areas that the kids put their hands, you're gonna start teaching them, you know, the areas, you're already gonna do that, okay? Always just a few drops of soap, 2 drops or so, no more. Make sure you have enough. Wash, dry well. Rinse. The walls is different because it doesn't get stained like the glass. Like the fridge and the windows need more, because so it doesn't get stained. But the walls is fine. Make sure you cannot use baking soda at the walls, because it's gonna stay little parts and we don't want to damage the paint. The paint needs to be really to last for many decades, okay? So every corner, okay, so let me say a few words about so the washing, as I already said, everywhere where the kids put their hands, they will already clean, right? All the parts that are needed, and you already teach them to don't touch the wall. And every wall gonna have a metal frame. So in case anyone will touch, will be strong for many decades. Okay, all right, my friends, we're getting there. Really good and organized. I talk to you soon. Okay, so now let me say a few words about bulk. You can buy big bags with a lot of paper. You're gonna pay a half of the price compared to those that you purchase just two or four. Okay, go ahead and already purchase a lot what's available at your county. You know, it's for Q-tip, you know, just purchase what's available and a lot of it. Okay, if you don't have, this is like a hard cardboard here. This is a very good one because it can be burnt at the residential communities burners, that incinerators that we're gonna have for simple things like that. If we're going to make on a future one that you're just gonna add, you know, the cotton that you're gonna plant yourself, gonna keep adding over and over to the same ones, but that's gonna be the new ones that gonna be strong. I think gonna be in plastic, you know, and a little flexible so it won't hurt people like this one, but that can people gonna slide over, you know, and they can do the whole pack. Like I'm going to figure out what's the most sustainable for everyone to have, and we're going to use them over and over for decades, the same ones, because we're not making new ones. And just people gonna be passing them over and over. They slide the cotton, they're just gonna get a day, the family gonna get a day every 2 or 4 months, and slide them over. When they're done, they take out this cotton, right? They take out, like, you know, the plastic ones used to have. Take out and just replace with the cotton everyone gonna plant. All right? Okay, we're doing great. So purchasing bulk, everything, big jars of vinegar, of hand soap, of course, if you find the ones that is biodegradable, because the ones that's not biodegradable you can only use now during these 28 weeks. If you have too much, you have to share with your family, your friends, your neighbors. Okay, regular soap cannot be used that afterwards, because we are going to use that water for irrigation. Cannot be bad soap anymore. Okay, but during these 28 weeks, until you have the proper water installed. All right, so let me put this here. Okay, but as soon as you have your water tanks installed at your residential community, you cannot use bad soap anymore. All right, because that will be treated and used for the fish or for straight to the irrigation, whichever it is that we're going to establish. Okay, depending where the water comes from, because some is from the laundry room, have soap, so that can only be treated and go to irrigation. But like for clean water, such as the sink water, can go to the fish. Yeah, we're gonna tell you later, all right, which ones goes for which place, because for the fish needs to be really clean. We're gonna eat the fish, right? Okay, so now I'm going to say a few words about how to wash a toilet. The first thing, look the pressure of this toilet. All toilets gonna be changed. You see? They're gonna have a strong pressure. So that's the first thing. The other thing is that we are going to, the handle gonna be on the left side, not on the right side. How is that? Because people clean themselves most of the time, most people, and it's mandatory from the organization on to clean themselves with the right hand. All right, so if by any chance they got any germ at the right hand, their left hand is clean for them to flush. Okay, and strong. You see, the flush is strong. So this is a good way because the water is already there. So we always sure you have water. You know, I think that's the most sustainable and not the one that you press from the wall. But for this tank, we're gonna tell you afterwards, because we need specialists to say which one is the most sustainable, according to where the water gonna come from. Because some countries have water on the water tanks on the roofs, and some don't. So we're gonna tell you about this after. But this is for sure gonna be on the left hand. Okay, the other thing, this piece is gonna be really strong, so gonna have The paint needs to be really strong, and this frame gonna be really strong as well. Okay? All right, so we got this done, and also the screws, you see the little screws here, gonna be in stainless steel, so they never gonna get rusted. In the same way as this one, you see here, they get rusted. We're never gonna have that. We're gonna have real strong good screws that are gonna last for many decades. All right, the light switch, I don't know if I recorded that before, but just to let you know, gonna be this strong rectangle, not the type that is very thin and very little. No, this is good and strong and fast, you know, so people won't be losing time to click here, click there, you know. Okay, so the other thing is for the plugs. You know, we are not going to have in a bathroom because no one gonna use, so I already closed so we can practice. And we are going to have the same pattern for all the plugs, that we just need one at the kitchen and one at the living room, right, to charge cell phones, right? Just two for the whole house, okay? All right, so gonna be the same pattern, all connect to solar panels, all right? So all this system we have to take apart all over, take apart and use it, okay? So the other thing is that no one gonna have shower curtains. I'm sorry, that's the one was available. I purchased in a dollar store, but that's the one we have. So we are going to make showers, the walk-in, with a little door or open. So for example, here we have the hard plastic, you know, until the shoulder size of an adult or so, here or so, right? Okay, so people can walk in and done. I think we don't even need the door because people are not going to splash all over, all right? So the only thing is that for babies up to 2 years old, up to 1 year old, they're gonna have what? The tub, their baby tub, infant tub, right here. Because then we're not going to have access to that area. So the parent needs to walk in, fill up their baby tub, you know, with a little bit, 10 centimeters or so, right? And then shower them, and then get a little water to rinse them off. You know, with a little container. So we're gonna give details. I'm just giving some quick notes just for now for people to already have an idea. So the parent gonna knee down here, right? Wash their baby. Okay, wash their baby on their baby infant tub, you know, small, not these huge ones, not needed, not sustainable, with the frame, you know, every baby tub needs the frame, so they won't slide over, okay? All right, so the parent wash, and then they get the water, warm water with a container if they have, or from the sink, and rinse them off, and then take the baby out. Babies, infants can also be washed at the kitchen sink. Why is that? Because the adult is standing up instead of being knee down, okay? So the place is good, the shower is done, the baby bath is done, okay? Spray vinegar, let it stand for 10 minutes, done. Your kitchen is disinfected. It's even more sustainable than here. Okay, so it's improvement. All infants gonna be washed at the kitchen sink and not here at the tub, because for the parent to go over and get the clean water to rinse the baby is not sustainable. And the parent standing up, it's much better than the parent knee down. Okay, infants don't need to play much because that's not the objective. Infants gonna play with their own parents at the pool, you know, other places. You know, they don't need to play much. They can play right there a little bit while you're washing, and you're standing right there beside them at all times. That's mandatory. Okay? All right. So let me just finish here. So you get this, you get going, and then you're going to wash. We're going to have very strong ones that they don't get rusted. You see, they're gonna last forever because this is not dirt. Some of them get rusted because the inner part, it's bad. So here, once a month you're gonna slide. This is clean, my friends, okay? Once a month you spray vinegar, wash them, you know, or just slide the paper around to take the dust out. You know, it's inside is always clean. It's only clean because you shake well, you know. You're gonna wash with what? You put some baking soda, right? You put some drops of soap, okay? Then you wash really well the corners and rinse and flush, rinse again. All right, so it's done, okay? All right, so this is important, okay? So for this cone, gonna be 1 per community. We don't need more than that because rarely gonna happen something, if gonna happen, because everyone gonna have proper septic tanks and proper strong flushes, okay? All right, so the other thing, the under part needs to be clean as well. Get a little piece of paper, right, of toilet paper, and clean all around with soap, okay, and then throw away when you flush it. You cannot wash it with paper in there, so this won't get paper in it, all right? So you wash, and rinse without any paper there, okay? All right, so we're done for here. So now I'm gonna show you, all around the toilet, you're gonna put vinegar, right? You're gonna put vinegar on the top, you're gonna put vinegar on the bottom, inside, okay? Let it stand just for a few minutes, not too much, so it won't break down, you know, the particles, because this is a hard plastic, you see? That's what we need, a very hard and strong plastic, and not this part. I think the best is plastic, very hard plastic, and not wood, not painted wood, okay? All right, spray the vinegar, and then you're gonna clean, you know, 2 times, so you take well the vinegar out, or use one side and the other side, okay? All right, take the vinegar out. Now, for this part, you don't use the towel, okay? Even that, you use vinegar. You just get a little piece of toilet and you go and wipe it down, all right? And then the second time, it's okay. You can rinse with a fabric, but not the first time, because this part needs soap as well. We're going to give proper videos afterwards. This is just for us to have an idea, because the volunteers are going to help us. All right, now I'm going to show you how everyone's mandatory to clean their tiles, okay? Mandatory. That's why we need big tiles, because like the one I have here, excuse me, the one I have here is too small. It's about what, maybe 10 centimeters, no, 11 or 12 centimeters or so. So how are we gonna do? It's mandatory, you know, once a month, you know, put the kids to wash, you know, they have to wash between everything. 2 drops of soap, a towel, and keep going all around. That's a very old thing, is yellow, you know, but it's clean, okay? Like here, you see it's yellow because too old. I'm gonna have only good ones. So keep washing. A few drops of water, 2 drops of soap, and keep going, and you wipe it down. Come from the back, come towards the door, right? Rinse the fabric, of course, when the fabric is dirty, and you're all done. Thank you, we're getting there. This is just instructions, because the volunteers are gonna be making better videos, right? So this is how we are going to make. Every bathroom also need, you see here, this is forbidden. We are going to have only very strong, real stainless steel, or very hard, I think stainless steel is the best. Because we cannot have damage like that. Look at that, you see? It's not good. And the screws already set, need to be really strong and durable, okay? And very strong. This is not really very strong. The screws going inside the wall also need to be very strong. Every bathroom gonna have 2. Why 2? Because if they have infants or young children, their towels, if they can dry, they can already put 2 there, right? So every bathroom gonna have 2. Okay, so it's enough. They can have a baby, an infant, one for the hand. All right? Okay, my friends. The other thing I want to show you is this. Look how rusty it is. You see there? So all light bulbs gonna be really frame, as I'm showing in the frame, gonna be really strong. Just 2. We are not going to have 4. I even took the other ones out because not needed. Okay, so it's a waste of electricity for no need. Okay, so 2 is plenty and enough. For cold countries that they don't produce much electricity, they are going to have only 1 because it's not needed. Everyone needs proper light, and during the day, no one's going to be turning on their lights. Okay? So basically it's that, my friends. All right, I talk to you soon. Thank you. I'm going to show you how to boil your towels. Because the best is for you to have cleaning towels for kitchen and window. That's okay, and another one for the bathroom. But even the bathroom, you need to boil, okay, once a month for sure. Depends on your situation every week. All right, so I'm just going to show you here. Okay, first to be safe and clean. So you put a little water in a pan, put your little towel, cleaning towel. All our cleaning towels about 20 by 20. Okay, put here, put the alarm on, right? You come here, put the alarm on, 10 minutes. That's how I do it. Okay, all right. So you're gonna boil. You're gonna get a spoon and squeeze down, to boil well, or get a fork and flip over and get it really boiled. It needs to boil at least 5 minutes, okay, to make sure, and you flip in between this 5 minutes flipping, so you're really sure there's no bacteria. Put to dry and you're done, okay? All right, so you cannot hang it inside cabinets, inside places, because the humidity gonna get out. It's the same for dishes. The kitchen dishes, some people, dry them a little bit more or less and put inside the cabinet. That's forbidden. Okay? All right. So you have to hang them on the proper place to hang clothes. Okay? So every month when you wash the bathroom and the floor, as I just showed you, you're going to boil the fabric. Now during these 28 weeks, we are going to do every week. Why is that? First, to be safe, because some people already had their warm medicine, some people did not have yet, okay? All right, so here's for the infant. So let me show you. So here you have 2 sides, right? This kitchen has 2 sides over here, okay? So the hole is not going to be that big, going to be the small one, the closet. All right, you can put the infant right here. You have warm water, or on the future, all the water going to be cold on tropical and subtropical countries, okay? Only the places that are, this is because they did a bad job here, sorry, it's not my fault, okay? This is old thing, you see that's yellow there, they didn't take out properly, so we're not talking about that. So when you have an infant here, if in a cold place, in a cold country, you're gonna have the kitchen tap water gonna be warm, all right? But for tropical and subtropical countries, you just have to warm up your water on the stove. Warm up, put your hand, make sure the water is safe, hold your hand for about 10 seconds. It's good water, it's a good temperature with your hand. You're not having these thermometers and things like that. You have to learn how to be sustained. Put your hand. You wait for 10 seconds. It's good. It's safe for your baby. Remember, the baby have a skin that's much more sensitive than our hands. Put it there. Wait. Yeah, it's kind of, fresh and good. All right. Make always sure. Okay? All right. Then you have your baby right there. So while you rub their back, how are you going to rub the baby? The same way with our small towels. Look what I have here. You know, remember I just told you about cutting them in squares. This got a little too small because I had to take some bad part of the fabric out. But gonna be a little larger, like the ones I show you earlier. Rub the baby, but you cannot leave the sink. So what you need? You need the soap. The soap is the same for everyone, right? It's the sustainable biodegradable soap. And you have here the towel. The baby towel is right here. You're not going to call your spouse. You are in charge of giving baby a shower. So 1 week is the mother, 1 week is the father. 1 week is the mother, 1 week is the father. Done. Very easy. Okay? All right. And no siblings bathing baby because you're the parent. You're in charge of this baby. Okay? So you have here. All right? So you can even have the clean clothes. No, sorry, just the towel. Okay, so you have the towel here and you bathe baby. Baby's safe, all right? Baby's safe, got everything, the shower done. Wash the hair every other day or so, right? If it's summertime and hot. But on winter time, every 2-3 days, because some babies sweat at night as well. All right, so you get the towel, you rinse the baby, right? You let the water drain with the soap. You come here, get the water, and if needed, of course, you're gonna save some water, the pan, for this rinse time. How are you gonna do it? You put in here? No. The pan, you're gonna leave the pan right here on the side with a little hot water, right? A little hot water. So you prepare the water far away from the baby's hand. So the baby is here. The baby head is here, okay? So, but you have to be independent, right? In case it's needed. So you had a little hot water there, right? Warm water. So you add, the baby never stands here. The baby head is here, okay? And you control, you hold the baby right here, okay? All right? We're gonna have a little frame so the baby doesn't slide. Instead of having baby infants tub, you know, the long one, we're just gonna have a little frame, all right? With the little hook for the baby to sit right here and doesn't slide over. All right, so you put one hand here, because I'm holding the cell phone, but let's say this is my hand here holding the baby, right? Right here, I'm holding the baby body right there in this corner towards you, right? Right here towards you. Okay, so with the other hand, you put some cold water with the hot. Do the same way. Hold your hand for 10 seconds while the other hand is holding the baby or washing or whatever. Keep there. Make sure you count. 1 and 1,000, 2 and 1,000, 3 and 1,000, 4 and 1,000. Okay? The water is good. All right. So you can pour over and rinse the baby. Okay? All right? So that's safe for all tropical and subtropical countries. Okay, so now I'm going to show it's boiling, right? So you have 5 minutes. Between these 5 minutes, when the water boils, make sure you have 5 minutes on the alarm there. So I already have 4. So one side already boiled, right? Because I put 10 minutes early. But I'm just saving time for the volunteers to make better videos. All right, so when the boils water, you make sure it is 5. Not 8, not 2, not 3, it's 5. Okay, so you boil one side after 2 minutes or so. Okay, you boil one side. You can put the alarm for 2 minutes. And you're sure the bottom part, it's all disinfected. So you can flip with the spoon you have, like that. Flip, oops, sorry, the fabric around like this, okay? Or you can flip with a fork, all right? So I'm just going to grab it and show you. You flip the fabric around all the way, open up for the other side, you know. I'm just showing because in reality this is the side gonna be down, all right? So you just grab anywhere you can and flip completely. Make sure all the sides are completely done, okay? Open up, all right? So whichever you think is easier, I think the fork is the best option. So let's make an improvement here because the fork go over details more. So we're not using wood spoons anymore. All right? Okay, so we're done, my friends. And remember, the baby towel, in the same way, once a month, you boil. All these little towels, the kitchen little towel, all these mini towels, once a month, what you do? You boil them. All right, so now, all the machines, dishwasher, going to be taken out. All the stoves, ovens, going to be taken out. Okay? So, I'm just explaining. Now, so all our towels gonna be about that size. I think it's like 28 by 28 or so. For dishes and everything that work, or 20 by 20. How is that? Because we don't need these big dish towels that some countries have even a meter long. We don't need. This is easy to wash. You just get and rub it one side and then rub the other side. Always both ways. Horizontally, vertically, clean. Okay? Once a month, what you do, you boil everything. If you want a bigger pan to boil more towels that you use during the month, it's okay. Because they're very easy. They're easy to dry, easy to wash. Okay? All right, and purchase everything as soon as we have our version that's confirmed, purchase in bulk. And while we don't have, purchase what is available, because people need things. All right? Okay, so here we are. So you see, here's my towels, and we also use the same to eat. You see, they're all clean, with rare exception of some stains. Every 6 months, you can drop the stains. You can drop a little chlorine, right? The bleach, right? Drops, not dip them, because they're not needed. Look, they're clean. You see? Okay. In some countries that have the soil that is very red, right? They stain clothes a lot. They're going to be painted. Sorry, they're not going to be painted. They're not going to be bleached like that white. So they're going to be a little like clear white, but not really bleach white. Okay? All right, my friends. So as I said, every country gonna have 4 oils, 4 seeds, 4 nuts, and of course much more if it's needed, if they are grown. But at least 4, because we have to be sustainable, right? So those things, and the nuts, seeds, and the oil can be the same. Okay, but we need at least 4 different varieties for us to be sustainable, so every county need at least 4 of each. So it will be 8 combined. Okay? All right, my friends. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, sorry. And of course, for all tropical, subtropical countries that already have the more varieties, yes. If they have 8 varieties that grow, 20 varieties, let's have it the most as possible. Okay, but the oil to be processed, we're gonna have only machines that can process 4 of them. All right, for every oil you can grow in your area, because we need oil, and if one plant happen anything in the future decades, we have others. All right, so we might go even to 8. Yeah, I think it's better, 8 to each county instead of 4, as I said before. Okay. All right, so this is an improvement from today, July the 9th. Thank you, my friends, and I talk to you soon. Okay, so we already boiled, right, our cleaning towel. So I'm going to show you how you're going to do it. Okay, it's really burnt, right? It's hot. So you're going to grab a little piece and go with the water on the area you need. You go around like that, and that's how I do it. I just hang like here, let it drain. With the leftover water, I already go over the place that I'm going to rinse. I'm doing so well because I was looking at the cell phone. All right, so this is burning hot. What you need? you need some cold water to rinse the part you're gonna grab into it. All right, and then you grab it, rinse well like that, okay? So this part you already disinfected, okay? So you're not touching anything else. I just have one hand here for you to have an idea. Okay, so you're gonna squeeze well, not like this, but with two hands. You squeeze well and done, okay? And remember, after washing your baby, you get your vinegar, what you do? You just spray everything around and let it stand 10 minutes. Make sure nobody come and wash their hands or anything not close to a meal. So the vinegar can stay for 10 minutes. After rubbing, washing anything you think, so just come and wash. All right, so now I'm going to say a few words about the towel that you have right here at the entrance, okay? So you come here from the entrance of your apartment, of your house, you see? Ah, that's where I live. Okay, right here, live here for many years. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you get this towel, every day you have to do that. You're gonna get the towel that is easy to wash, thin, because you can rub it easily, all right? So that's the towel we have. Okay, you see the marks? On a future, we're not going to have that, but now that we already have the machines, let's purchase them because they're really easy to clean areas. Like here, we're gonna rub our shoes, and it's also easy to dry, you know, because they have this elevation. But on the future, we're not going to have extra machines once they're not needed. Okay, so you have the towels. When you come from the street or a walk, outside play, it's mandatory for everyone to use what? Shoes, right? Tennis shoes. Okay, use tennis shoes. If you came from the pool, you can have your flip-flops. All right, so how everyone come in, what they do? They have to rub. So one feet stays, the other rub. That for the towel to stay in the same place. The other foot stands, this rubs around. Okay? All right, that was a mistake I had got many, many months ago with bleach. You see, so you have to really be careful with bleach, because even that you take care, mistakes can still happen. All right, so that's how we are going to clean for the volunteers to make the proper videos to everyone. Hold one, slide the other. Hold the other and slide the other, okay? All right, okay. So once a day, you're going to get this towel, right? Gonna get this towel, and what you're gonna do? You still have carpet here, but it's okay. I already sent a proposal, because everyone needs to send a proposal to their owners. All right, so you're gonna wash, because here in the United States, we don't have like outside sinks like we have in Brazil, other countries. We don't. It's unbelievable, right? But that's what we have. All right, so you're gonna put what? Some drops of biodegradable soap, wash, or the ones you have during the 28 weeks only until your new water tanks are placed. You rub, and rub a bit more, rinse well, okay? So, and then you're gonna put it back. All right, I'm just gonna do quick and I come back in a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to show, I already washed it. So if it's a little longer, you can do in 3. Now just showing different ways. You're gonna squeeze in 3. I just have one hand, but for you to have an idea. You're gonna squeeze with both hands this way, okay? All right, so if it is, let me just see if I can do it here. All right, I guess I can do it. So if it's depend the size it is, so you can do in 3. In this case, a small towel, right? So I do what? I do in 2, okay? Like that, just in 2, and squeeze like that, okay? Now, this towel, when you go to work, it's to wash every day. Every day you leave ready for when you come home, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Okay, so I already wash and rub, you know, rub, like, you know, in a normal way, rub. Let me see if I can show, because some people don't know how to do it. So you rub, put some drops of soap, wash everywhere. This and the fabric from the bath, you also have to boil in a bigger pan once a month until the 5th of each month. Very important for us to don't have germs on these things, okay? All right, so you already wash. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put just a few drops right in the middle, because where's the tennis shoes gonna be? So you cover a good area, because right in the middle is where people are gonna stand. People have to stand properly. You don't need soap. You're not going to waste soap for the corners, but you need right there. And once they're sliding, they're gonna touch that soap, okay? All right. Then you're gonna wet them a little bit, because you squeeze to clean. You're gonna wet them a little bit down, okay? So you're gonna choose the best location. Cannot be in wood. So if you have wood, cannot stay the whole day in wood, all right? So one of the best locations right here, close to the entrance door. You're gonna figure out. In my case, my apartment, the kitchen is about what? 2.5 meters of the sink, almost 3. So the person will leave the shoes outside, will come with the socks, So if the person is coming this way, like my case, right? You're gonna see what options. So you come inside, the person leave the tennis shoes out there, come with the socks, 1, 2, it's already the sink, all right? So the fabric is already there. Now, how you gonna know where you put the soap? Okay, so you have 2 options. One option is to put the soap quickly when you arrive, okay? When you arrive, 6 o'clock, instead of having the soap, you don't know where you're gonna go, all right? So you're gonna have the fabric right there. So you squeeze well and leave it right here. When the person in charge, can be the father, the mother, or an older teen, 15 and older, can do this as well. Leave the shoes outside, come in with the socks, right? Because it's mandatory now to people to use tennis shoes. Everyone gonna have socks, okay? So, or if you came from the pool, leave the flip-flops outside and come barefoot, fine. All right? So you leave it here for the whole day, right? Not at the wood. Not at the wood. If it's a tile, then it's okay. You can already leave it ready. All right? Okay. So if it's wood, if your house is wood, so you come here, open the fabric, put the soap when you arrive, so you know where the soap gonna be. Wet a little bit, okay? Wet here, wet a little bit. All right. And then you squeeze a little bit, right? And then you place right here. I just have one hand, sorry. Okay, right here, very close to the door. Very close to the door. Okay? All right. So people will be cleaning their feet right there. If you're going to the pool, the same way. But the right way is to do in the morning, then you use the same for the whole day. Okay? And if it's really too dirty, because remember, we're going to take off the whole weeds and grasses out, right? So it's important. Sometimes it's going to be really muggy, right? The boots. So they leave the boots outside for a few seconds. Come inside only if it's reasonable, right? To clean. Okay? All right. So if it's boot, you leave them outside. You have to get a better shoes, flip-flop or something, and rinse them outside on a proper hose, garden hose, before coming in. Okay? All right. So here might be some sand or a little grass clippings. So you shake in a corner, right, before you wash. Now it's instructions before you wash. So let's say people already use the whole day, okay? So you shake right here in a corner, and then you're gonna clean with a dustpan. So the corner there, got this grass clipping. You shake, shake, shake. It's mandatory to shake them, all right? So you come here and get your little dustpan. Okay, so you're gonna have people in charge. Every family gonna have those things, 15 years old and older, on a regular basis. And the older ones, older children, gonna start learning. So then you come and clean that area where you shook. That might be a little clipping, from the grass, the weeds, or whatever. All right? Okay. So the other thing that's very important. Okay, then you shook done, and then you can wash everything. When you're done, right, as I already explained, You put the fabric right here by the door. If it's tile, you can leave right here at the door, okay? You can put the soap right there, the soap you're gonna use when you arrive. So you just fold it nicely, leave right here. If it's tile, okay, because you don't want the soap to leach where it's not needed. So the bottle of soap is here. 6 o'clock in the evening you come, right? And you have what? You have your thing right here. So you get the bottle of soap, put some soap around, just a few drops, don't need that much, okay? Because you're gonna clean the whole house, the tile or wood, with some drops of soap every week, okay? All right, so this is another option. Every day we have to wash that in the morning. Okay, and Saturday and Sunday and vacation days, you also have to do it, okay? Do it early, so it's ready. Okay, the other thing is if you have boots or tennis shoes, whichever you're using in your area, that's gonna be really muggy or really a lot of clippings in it, dirty, right? What you have to do, you have to use the water hose, gonna be there somewhere by the garden beds. And what you're gonna do, you are going to rinse the boots well, you know, rinse it well and then come on the pathways. You don't step on the grassy area or muggy area because you're gonna take all this grass out and put what? The native ground covers for food or for fun time, right? Oh, this area that is grass, right? We are going to take it out, so the ground cover gonna replace them, right? Okay, and then you walk on the cement and come inside. So what will be? Just a few dust, right? And here, every neighbor gonna take turns, every neighbor. So we are not going to have any of those rugs anywhere. So what we need, we're gonna share everyone from the same building. So in my case, there's 8 people. Some buildings have more people. So people gonna share and clean every week, okay? So every week gonna be a different family. And the little kids, the teens or adults gonna be in charge, always in 2, right? And set up for them to be ready. Okay, my friends, so here we are, and I talk to you soon. Thank you. Okay, so when you finish washing your rug, okay, it's very important. What you do, you have to wash your hands. Your hands is clean, and then you're gonna spray vinegar around. Okay, you spray vinegar. Or if you boil your eggs, I did that for many months. If you boil your eggs, you just come with the pan and you pour the boiling leftover water, right, all around to disinfect your kitchen. Okay, but the most efficient is the vinegar because it covers the top, you know, or if you have time, just do it slowly with your pan all around because it's quite a lot of water from boiling your egg. Okay, so it's very important. Now I'm going to show you how to wash hands, okay? All right. So I'm going to see if I can do this. Let's try. All right, so here it is. I'm trying to hold the cell phone. So you come get your hand, put just 1 or 2 drops, depends how strong is your soap. Okay, so you're going to wash. All right, so you put a few drops of soap, you see there? Okay. Okay, didn't work, so I'm trying again. So to wash your hands, you get a few drops of soap, depends how strong it is, right? Your biodegradable soap. Okay, and then you put some drops in your hands, a little bit of water, and then you rub. So you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you do this way, look, you're already washing this hand and this part. You know, the back of your hands of the other hand. So you can also do that. You see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you cover this area as well, right here, almost towards your wrist. And then the other way, you do the same. Because this way, if you do this way, already washing this part and the back here. Because many people just wash their hands one side. They forget the other side. That's important. All right? Okay, depending on what you were dealing with, you have to wash your wrist, or if you work in a rest, you have to wash your wrist every time. So this part here, about 10 centimeters or so, you know, where your hand can come all around and wash your wrist. All right? Okay, then you're going to have a brush. It's mandatory once a day. Everyone needs to wash their nails because so it won't get germs. They get used to doing that. All right? And for the person preparing the food, need to wash that again. So, all right. So you did what? You did 10 times each, right? And then will be 20 times for each side, right? And you also did 10 times each nail. Because the main thing, because the flat surface of your hand is easy to wash, but the nails that we have to be careful, right? Need to be always short and clean it well. When you do your nails, you have to remember one thing, that it hurts a little bit, right? If you cut right there. So make sure when you cut your nails, not the day you're going to make the salad, all right? Because that can hurt. So it depends the brush you have, because we want durable brushes as well. So all these, we have to think a lot on how is the best option. But we need very, very durable nail brushes. And we also need ones that don't hurt too much when we cut the nail short. It's mandatory for everyone to cut the nail short. All right, my friends. Talk to you soon. Thank you, volunteers, for doing all our videos. So I'm just going to tell you now the protein source. We're going to learn how many grams everything has in protein, because we need protein. So we're going to have protein from kale, spinach, beans, right? From the eggs, from the chicken we will grow ourselves, and so on. So as I said, we're going to cook only 2 items a day. At the schools, at home, everywhere. No more is needed. So you're going to see, so what you can have. So because for example, rice, it's important for us to plant and eat a variety of things, right? We already learned that. But you're also going to see which one is your main source of protein, because we're going to eat only in a bowl. Remember the bowl? All right, the bowl is going to be unbreakable bowls and also hard. So we're going to use this type for everyone at the preschool, kindergarten, and up to 4th grade. These ones, unbreakable, all right? Because they last forever, right? And they're not going to be shaped like that. This is not dirt, okay? I bought in a thrift store like that. Maybe the other person is a microwave or something. Okay, so it's not going to be round shaped like that. It's going to be straight here, because then we can use better and see better. And of course, the food needs to fit 1 finger before the end. Needs to be flat. We cannot have like a pile over the horizontal line. Okay, it has to be flat. Okay, all right, so to have all these veggies I'm telling you, right, about 15, 18, 20 different color veggies, and the salads, how we're going to fit in there. I'm going to tell you. The salad's going to be cut really tiny, okay? So let me just show you quick. You get, and you cut them tiny, because we're not going to have... so that's how you're going to cut. Going to cut them really tiny so they can fit on this bowl. All right? Can fit a lot in there. All these salad greens, it's important for us to have different salad greens as well. Okay? So for protein, if you don't have protein, if you don't have the beans, or if you don't have the eggs on that moment, you just put more dark greens that have protein. Okay? All right. So you're going to cut and keep piling up, piling up. The salad needs to be at least a half of everything. So these other half have to fit everything that's cooked. The beans, the rice or lentils, whichever else, because lentils is very good too for protein source. All right? And the other half, what's going to be? all those things that I'm talking about. So you already prepare your food. So while one person is already, you have to see how it will be sustainable, and we are going to make videos guiding everyone. But in a few words, while one person already can put all the plates, you have what? You have 10, 14 plates. Because the least we're going to be is 10 people in the same house. With rare exception, but every couple going to be really good, really awesome. We're going to adopt the kids. Many of us going to be at least 10, right? Okay, so one person can already put here on the side the rice or beans or eggs, two things, lentils. And everything else, all the colorful things I just showed in the other video, going to be right on this side, okay? So we have an idea, because those are very important for us to eat, and we have to chew at least 28 times each bite. So we won't have problems with digestion, won't have problems on the stomach, won't eat too much. We're gonna feel plenty and good with this chewing every bite 28 times or more, okay, or more. Of course, if it's red meat, need 40 times. If it's a very hard veggie, or other things that takes too long, or things that have too much fiber, need to go 35 or 40. Okay, more than 40 is not needed. All right? Okay, the meat, if you're doing red meat, it's important to cut small pieces, because you're not going to use knives at the table. We are going to use only the knife, the cooking knife, that you already prepared the meat. It's attached here. We're going to be attached to the wall right there, okay? That's very important. Already attached with steel line, steel cable, okay? So we have the scissors to cut salad, and we have our knife. So this knife I use for a long time, bought in a thrift store, very strong, but need to be a little thicker here. Need to be a little thick on this holding part, so it won't hurt your hands with time cutting, okay? All right, so you already know about the salad, the variety, a half, okay? And the other half you're already gonna put on the side. All right, so you're sure. And then the person can mix if they want, while they're eating, or a little bit before. If they want to mix or not, that's up to them, okay? All right, so when we eat those things, we create enzymes in our mouth, so that's the first digestion is very important. That's another video, but I'm just saying a few words here. For us to have all the benefits of it. That's why another reason we can't just put in our mouth and put it down and eat, right? And swallow. We cannot do that, okay? All right. So the beans need to be well cooked. We're gonna learn about different beans, which nutrients they have, the salads, everything. All this is different videos, okay? All right, so let's talk about our knife. Our knife is not going to be wood and metal, gonna be like that, only metal. Why? Because the wood with time, what happens? It damages. The metal will last forever. So we have very good scissors and a very good knife, and I think 3 items gonna be attached to the wall, right? For people to use and make their salads. So then they cannot be taken out, and people gonna sharpen them up as needed, okay? So I'm trying to figure out if the best would be a metal or a stainless steel like this, because I cut my salads, everything I need I cut with that, So maybe we're gonna have a longer knife for watermelons, melons in general, and a small one for salads, okay? We're gonna decide this afterwards. And the scissors also gonna be really strong, attached to the wall. Everything you need to cut the paper, need to cut the salad, the scissors right here, okay? We're not going to have everyone of the house having their own scissors, their own office, because all this is not needed. Great? Okay, my friends, so I really appreciate your cooperation, dear volunteers. Make great videos, and we go from there. Okay, so here I have an example of mustard that we can make, so because we can grind them, we can use like that, the seeds that we're gonna plant, And we can put a little turmeric and a little, what they have here, forgot, vinegar to maintain them, right? It's not going to be processed. We are going to make at our own neighborhoods, okay? But this is simple, it's good, it's healthy, right? But the main thing is for us to have the mustard itself. The mustard seeds we can use, but we need to grind, and it's another process. Like black pepper. Black pepper, the best is to grind right on time. We're going to have reusable small, maybe like 15 centimeters or so, for grinder, so we can put a little black pepper, because some things do assimilate better with that. But if we are using mustard, that will be great. It's just an option, like to have, because we need, my friends, we need a variety. We're not going to have too little of things, because if one plant or another get a disease or something, we have to be safe to have a big variety of things, food planted, okay? All right, my friends, so thank you so much, volunteers, and I talk to you soon. Okay, the other things that we're going to boil, but only now during these 28 weeks, are the socks. Okay, for the first 2 months, people that had any problems on their feet, they need to boil their socks weekly, every day, until 2 more months. When everything is gone, they still need to boil their cotton socks for 2 months. They cannot use synthetic cottons. People that are vegan, were not already drinking milk or cheese from cows, so they're not going to have this problem, right? But some people have, because they eat very bad. They have or bad smell, or they have fungus like cuts, right? So people that have any problem on their feet, they need to keep boiling every week for 2 months after all problems gone. The entire family. Why is that? And even wash their socks separately. Why is that? Because we wash our hands together, some kids gonna share socks and things like that. So that's very important to boil every week. Okay? All right, so we're doing really great. Let me see if I have anything else to say. Make sure you have clothes, right? You have clothes. Go ask for organizations, and you have dress codes, right? The dress code clothes, okay? So if you have anything, a pattern that's not acceptable, such as lines or other patterns on a fabric that's not accepted, make sure go to places, if you don't have money, right? But if you already have money, go purchase them. Make sure you already have the dress code clothes, okay? All right, okay, my friends. So I think everything else I already said before. The zippers of pants and shorts are gonna be really, really strong and reused over and over along the decades. So they have to be really durable, really proper made, cannot rust for any reason, because we're gonna take them out. When the clothes get bad, take them out and use again. They're gonna have a pattern for children, a size, right? And they're gonna be sent to the recycle center. People are gonna wash them properly, right? And put in the new clothes and reuse them over and over, okay? Take them really careful and use them over and over. All right, and for the buttons of the clothes, the same way. When the clothes get really cannot use anymore, and even now, but on the future, all the buttons gonna be only in 2 colors. The white ones and the blue ones, done. Okay, for the pants, for the shirts, that's it. Because every shirt gonna be white. Of course, unless they're blue, right? Dark blue, if they're dark blue, royal blue, and then they can have the blue buttons. But we don't need hundreds of different colors, thousands of different buttons. We don't need. We just need these plastic strong ones. They're going to be used over and over and over and over. The other thing, we cannot slam the fabric on, like some people wash clothes like that, right? Some countries, that's how they wash clothes. We are not doing that, okay? We are going to rub as I show you, and we're gonna use the brush or rub with our hands. Why is that? So the buttons won't break, the zippers won't get bad, so we're not slamming, okay? And you know the other game that some people do? So let me see here if I can show you. That's forbidden as well. All right, we're gonna show you, but this is just the basic, and we're gonna have 28 weeks to add anything or improve anything that's needed. So the headquarters is gonna have a lot of time. But let me just show you. Some people have a fabric, like, long fabric, and they slap, playing with kids, playing with other people. You're not going to do that. You know how when people do that? Let me see if I can see it better. I'm so sorry. When people slap them, playing, it's forbidden. Forbidden to do that. If they have a mosquito, if they have a fly, what they're gonna use? They're gonna use proper net, okay? The only exception is for mosquitoes and flies they can slap. But it's forbidden to wash, slapping, or play with kids, or hurt the kids, or teach them a lesson doing that. It's forbidden, okay? So the only exception is only for flies. Mosquito, the net is the best. But if you don't have the net, for rare exceptions, okay. And if you have a spider above, go get a proper chair. If you have a spider that's way too high, you can go to your community. Every community gonna have some ladders available. You're gonna sign out, sign in. Before that, you have to text the person in charge saying you're gonna get. As soon as you return, gonna be a paper there, right? You're going to sign out, put the proper time, because this needs to be done with an adult with a cell phone right there. So you put the time and check out, the time you're returning the item, and done. Okay, so for all these items that it's 1 or 2 for the whole community, that's how you're gonna do it. Even for garden tools, the person in charge of that whole group, the building, the area, gonna do the same. Sign in, sign out with the date, okay? All right, my friends, you're doing really great, and I talk to you soon. Thank you. I really appreciate volunteers, your cooperation. Okay, my friend, I have to record something very quick. All right, so let's say very fast. So people that have those type of gardens right by the building, you see here, we're not going to have that because not needed, not sustainable, to avoid getting infiltration under. You see here, the sand always keep going in, because the water keeps draining. So we're not going to have any of this type of water spout. So it's also forbidden for people to have vases outside. We're going to have vases only at the nursery, greenhouse, or inside their own porches, okay? All right, for food, they can plant. And orchids, it's mandatory for people to plant only at the trees that are going to be staying and not in vases, forbidden. So all this type of bushes going to be taken out. You see all this type of bushes, going to be taken out during the 2 days clean up. And the vases too need to be cleaned up in 2 days, okay? All the empty ones going to be already brought to the area where the greenhouse is going to be. We're going to wash them well, clean them well, and use the ones we can. All right? We're going to give instructions which vase you're going to use, which ones. So they have to empty out. Nobody going to bring pots with things in it, plant or dirt. They have to put right there where they are and bring them to the assigned location empty. Okay? And they have to rinse them out as well. Don't have to wash them all the way because we need to wash them properly afterwards. Okay, make sure they are soaked in bleach or vinegar to take out any bacteria or moist. So no lanterns. We're not going to have lanterns of any type of Christmas lights. You see there? So all this is not authorized, not needed. Lanterns, decorations, none of this is needed. Okay? And here I'm going to show you. It's forbidden to have places with a problem that is not taken care of, such as here. So we are, you see the erosion there for months, it's still the same, they don't fix pipes there, you know, so we're going to have proper instructions if they are placed, if they are happening in soil like that, how gonna be done, you know, what type of, we need to get organized. So around all the buildings gonna be, I think about 1 meter concrete for safety reasons. So everyone gonna be, so all this is forbidden, you see? Forbidden to have waste of material or don't clean up after themselves. We need efficient people gonna do the job properly, okay? We also gonna clean every place that have little bugs, you know, crawling bugs like that. We need to clean once a year. We're gonna clean all over. Tiny places, every country might have one or another, okay? We have to clean them, all right? So the other thing is that, so the porches can have only 4 pots, and if it's for food, for the family, for cold countries, they can have a bit more. This is not authorized because not needed, hard to wash. They're gonna keep inside as the one I show you. We are not going to have any plastic decoration for one or another reason, you see? Nothing of that we need, not needed, not needed, okay? All the doors need to be clean. So, I think maybe 4 times a year, right? We clean, take the dust out of all the frames. All the doors need to be metal and strong, and they cannot pop up the metal like that, or they can also not be painted over dirt, you know, to have this pop-up things, okay? All right, so we're going to clean here, every family here, and sideways, here and sideways, you know, with drops of soap and then clean towel, and on the top as well. So who is in charge of stairs? So person, for example, here, the first floor, right, they are going to be in charge every week cleaning the stairs and the rail they use, right, until the floor they leave, and keep going, because some places have more, even sky rises that has elevators. People need to clean the stairs, okay? But that's gonna use less, because if they have sky risers, they're gonna be using more the elevators, right? After the second floor, so up to the second floor, they walk, okay? All right, these we're keeping now until the 28th week. If people already have them, keep them. People don't have, we're not putting new ones, okay? So on the 28 weeks, when it's the 20th week, we're gonna send them all to recycle, okay? All right, under the stairs it's forbidden to keep toys, bicycles, frames like that. Nothing's forbidden to keep anything there, because not needed, okay? So it's also forbidden to leave little pieces of anything, all of this, or toys. Everyone has to bring their thing. If they brought their boots, it's dirty, they have just a few seconds, leave them outside, come inside, use the towel, right, as I said, and grab them in, okay? So you can rinse them properly at the kitchen sink or the other sink you have available, depends the country you are, okay? So what else? The other thing is that we're not going to have porch doors like that, okay? All gonna be closed. People only gonna use what? Their own main door, okay? We also can't have buckets out or grills. All this is forbidden, right? You can have 2 chairs or so, the plants. We are not making a forest inside our porches, because that's not needed, not sustained. Big plants outside, okay? We're also going to, already said, right, we're going to close all this with concrete all around the buildings, 1 meter of concrete, really thick, about ½ meter or so, right? I think that's really strong. So to avoid infiltration for millenniums of years, to avoid infiltration. All the roofs going to be done in a very strong and proper way, so they will last for many, forever. We need to find a roof that will last forever, okay? and we can even clean them sometimes. You know, maybe we can, I don't know how we clean them. But anyways, we need a roof that is not going to leak, and it's not in pieces. It's forbidden to have tile roof, so that is flat and one piece, okay? Because that's the most sustainable. With a material that dry fast and do not grab mildew, okay? All right, so I think I said, so all this lamp you see here, these light fixtures and the outside one, we need to clean twice a year. I think the best vacation months, right? People have some extra time. So we're gonna take turns, family's gonna take turn and clean every month of January and every month of July, clean them up. Okay? All right, once it's here, let me already said, when you hear a bird, you know, an animal, you can say hi to them and not to fall in love. Hi, how you doing? Not too much. Hey, hi, how you doing? You know, something to make sure you aware them and or be grateful. Hey, thank you, you're happy today, right? You can say something like that, but not to be enchanted. It's forbidden to be enchanted by anything, by plants, by animals, by dogs, by anything. It's forbidden because it's not needed. We say hi, you can sing a little bit with them, done. Okay? All right. So the other thing is forbidden to have underground irrigation. We're going to have only above ground irrigation with very strong pipes. For people, countries that already have, we're going to tell which ones they can still use now that we're going to need a lot of irrigation. Right? Because people also have to work, to study, right? They cannot be just watering the plants every day until things are established. And after that, we're gonna keep only the ones that are authorized. Okay? So all these bushes need to be taken out in 2 days. All the buildings, you know, the signs, the number of the building, will have a proper pattern that they can use. All right, so let's say we're gonna have I think 8 different patterns. They have to last forever. Okay, I think it's sustainable. 8 patterns for all countries and no more, because we don't need too many designs for this, designs for that. We're gonna make the buildings now, and no more gonna be needed. Okay, because that's not sustainable. Right? Because right now we have those machines, let's make them. So we're gonna choose 8 designs. All of them gonna have a little symbol of the place they are. Done. No more. Okay, a little something, you know, to say which building or the initials. Gonna think about that, or a little drawing like it is right here, or the initials of the community, like for the word. So I'm gonna tell you afterwards, but no more. The main thing, it's one design. We have 8 for the whole country. That's it, for all countries, 8, that's it. They're all gonna be redone, taken out, put in a proper pattern to be clear on both sides of one side of the building. One side's enough, okay? Always on the right side of the building. So if the entrance is there, always on the right side. We don't need sign here, sign there. All these signs for here, all these signs, you see there in the center, a little too far away, signs for firefighters, right, to say that they have, they're registered, the building is registered, and have the extinguishers going to be taken out once they're not needed. Okay, so the other thing is that about the rugs, right, I already said outside rugs forbidden. And people can have two chairs outside, that's fine. Can be in a strong wicker, or can be the ones that are authorized. Okay? All right. So when people are going vacation, they have to leave their things inside. If it's in a humid season, they need to leave the AC on to dry the environment. They cannot leave things outside. Okay? If it's not, they open a little bit each window if it's the dry season without rain. Okay? All right. People for up to 2 months, right? 2 months, they can, sorry, I'm gonna think about that. So all trees that have problems, you know, they need to be taken out. we're not having any trees with major problems, because it's going to take too long to, this one cannot be fixed. But for example, if they have any outside problem, they're just going to be taken out. It's easier to plant new ones, fresh ones in good soil, so we can have good trees growing, my friends, and not take forever to fix trees that are too old, or I mean for residential communities, and also for excuse me, for business owners. Okay, we're not taking forever to fix trees that got a problem. If they're bad, you know, something bad like this one, look, it's not straight, you know, they have problems on the bark, on the roots, you know. So we have many trees, and also trees that are too close to the building, so we need at least 10 meters far away from buildings. We're not going to have trees because it's way too many problems for the roof, for the structure, so we need 10 meters. Okay, if they have a very large root system, need to be 20 meters away from the buildings for us to be safe for millennials, because we're trying to do everything in a very sustainable and positive way. Okay, people that have coconut trees, you know, like different types, they need to harvest them, cannot be hanged around. Need to harvest and use them. Okay, all right. So everyone with mailboxes, they also need to, so this is forbidden. Things like that for notice, it's forbidden, not needed. We're gonna have instructions sent properly, you know, on our app, like will be like WhatsApp, you know, for anything, you know, and people we already know. So all this will be forbidden. People can already cancel their mailboxes, and because all this is forbidden. Okay, all right, my friends. So things like that's also forbidden. To hold the soil, you know, we need proper, you know, bricks, so we don't have year after year after year the sand. You see the sand there falling over, and then they blow every week. The landscape company comes, what they do, they blow the sand back, and then comes the rain, it goes out again. We're not doing that. Just make a proper structure, right? A very thick wall here, a small wall, half meter or so, right? 40 centimeters or so. I think that will be plenty. And block all these things, place proper thing, and done. We are keeping some areas like this, as you see here, for kids to play, and you know, their parents. So the small racket is allowed. Okay, the small rackets, every community, residential community, gonna have them. Not at school. That's more parent and children, teens playing, and grandparents, right? We're not having that official one that they need a huge area just for 2 people to play. But the area like this can even have 4 people, 4 different groups playing. So that's fine, right? So the small rackets are allowed, the wooden small rackets, with a small ball, you know, that bounce well. A ball like that, smaller than the regular tennis ball, so we can still play. We're gonna find a way, but parking lot tennis, that's how I said, so people know will be the small version, right? Until we figure out a better way. Okay, so let me say a few more words about this. So we are going to keep areas like that, and cannot be slant like that, you know, in diagonal. We need to already fix that with the bricks all around, so it won't give work to whom? We're not going to have landscape company with blowers, right? So we will clean ourselves. Okay, so they see gonna stay. We're not putting any bush. That's 2 days cleanup. All the bushes, as I said, the small one, the tallest one, hiding ACs or not, we're not going to have any of that. Okay, all right. During the 4 weeks cleanup, we have to take all the trees that are too close to the structure, to buildings of any type, so we have to take all of them out. Okay, that's very important. Have 4 weeks. Everyone gonna be home 4 weeks to do all these basic things, right? And people, when they are doing their bushes taken out, we're going to clip them the most as possible, because then they're going to dry already on a good way for them to be cut down, turned into mulch, so we can use them. Okay? All right. So during these 4 weeks that we are home, we are going to be studying, learning the best as possible, and do the trees, as I said, and clean up the best as possible according to each person's reality. So what will be the reality? The carpets need to be get out in 2 days, right? And let me think what else. The carpet needs to be taken out. These 4 weeks depends if you already got the proper tile, if there are houses, because apartment need a better study, right? If they can use the soil they have, the ground, if it's really strong or not, that's different. But you're going to have instructions for everything. So you see over there, we have here, benches. Okay, so we are not keeping any game like that, because that's not needed. We're not doing game like that because people look down too much. We're not playing games like that. We need to play games that we look more upwards, right? So the ones I already been saying, volleyball, basketball. So volley, you can make a circle and play volley in any area with your family or with some neighbors right here. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. And the benches, we're going to say, like this one, we're going to say which ones are sustainable to last forever and which ones are not, because we don't want that. You see here, we don't want that that get rusted or things like that, and poles like that going to take out, or these games like that going to take out. Hi, Griffin! How was your day? Okay, my friends, let me go. I talk to you soon. Thank you. So I was talking about, what else I said there? We have marble, cement tables like you have across the street. You see, I don't know if you can see well. You can do that. You can keep them. So tables that were well made, of course, and thick and strong, like those there, you see? So you can keep them, okay? So marble or cement are made out of concrete, but they need to be really stable, have two columns, okay? We don't need 4, 2, will be okay. And but we have to see, because we cannot keep painting them over and over. So we have to see, we're gonna have bad instructions, proper instructions on how you can keep. So they're never gonna be 3. Like here we have 3 things. We're never gonna have that. We have 2, okay? So we have 2 benches like that, or 4, but not 3 and not 7, right? Because we're focusing already on how we can have sustainable and positive, because if we have even numbers, better. All right, all plants like that, it's not needed. We can cut them straight, and then you follow instructions during the 4 weeks. We're gonna cut them straight to be easy, the best as possible. Just cut them off, right? And then you cut all the branches, right? To be sustained, not too much like that. You see, that's left over there for a long time. It's forbidden. You're gonna cut lower, the best as possible, to be close to the floor, and then you're gonna follow instructions, depend on how far the roots, because we cannot have roots over afterwards. But that is for the 28 weeks, not for these 4 weeks at home. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to cut, take out, depends if they are gonna be covered or not. Okay, so for all this root system, but some trees are way too long and some are not, so that's very important. Like this one here, they have a problem. This tree has a problem because they have 2 trees too close to them, so that's another problem. We need varieties that gonna give a lot of fruits, nuts to us, and a few for flowers. Yes, a few that's very good for pollination, also beautiful. Yes, we can have them. That's fine. Okay, but the very tall ones gonna be placed in woods. That's close by, right? We all counties need woods, right? But we're not going to have very tall trees. The other thing is that for children to play, we're gonna tell them about their age and how much they can climb. They can climb, yes, they can climb, but they're going to start learning when they're 2 or 4. I'm going to tell you afterwards. But not when they're ready. Older children never climb and then Sunday go too high. No, we're going to start teaching them when they're little. And we have adjustment. Children that are already 10 years old never climb a tree, they're not going to go in the same way as established by the organization by age. Okay, so we have also this adjustment time for this generation we have here right now. Okay? All right, my friends, so we're doing really great. So some places like that, they can be gonna give orientation if they're gonna be remodeled or not, to be used for families to play, because we also need cemented areas. Concrete, not cement, concrete. Okay, all plants like that, everyone can have an electric chainsaw. They're gonna cut all out. You're not having palm trees, okay? Just to look beef or so, it's not needed. Don't give any pollination, don't give flower, don't give nuts, I don't need them, right? Okay, so we're also not going to have anything close to the street or close to the sidewalks. So this is another thing that's very important, okay? So as I said, all the buildings you're gonna check where gonna be the front, because it's very easy for some types of building to use the back. Like in my case here, it's very easy because the front's the same as the back. So we're going to use the front the most as possible, according, of course, not only the sun position, but also if they have enough space from one building to another. In my case here, we don't. You know, one building is too close to the other, so it's not enough to be the main entrance. So it's going to be here because more space and area. But some buildings, for example, like that building over there, you see, easily can be changed because they have a lot of space that can be properly made, even that they have a swale, you know, can put a lot of dirt there and keep the swale a little bit towards the left, right? So they can use, because why? Because here, on this case, they have more area, more ventilation, and the sun. So we have the sun to the front of the buildings, the main entrance. Okay, the other thing I didn't say, I said about cleaning. Yes, I did. Cleaning gonna be twice a year during vacation months. This already said, or the bush is gonna be taken out. It's mandatory to clean porches, you know, mandatory. Every week you go and use the towel, right, to clean, to mop it. Okay, so what I want to say is that here, for example, is too close. You know, it's too close. And we can't close here. I think we can't close this. Maybe we can. I don't know. The other thing we're going to evaluate is, right, if one building has the front, the other not going to have the front towards their back. Okay? So all these details going to be said afterwards. And here, for this part, so here is the back of the building. You see, here's the back of the building. We're going to have a little wall. I think that's the most sustainable. Why? For children, let me think, but if rains, yeah, we can't have the wall. I have to think about that. How are we going to do that? For children to don't use the back, right? Yeah, I think we can't have a wall because we have to drain the water when rains. Okay, so we're just covering these two places with cement and concrete, right, and all around. So in this case here, the cement's not going to be just a little bit like that. Gonna be until the end of the building, right, and a meter after the building. See, the building is here, right? The building a meter afterwards. Okay, and of course details, because some porches are a little more out than the actual building. So it needs to be, I think, 1 meter. But then gonna be straight, a straight line. So in this case, we're gonna take the meter, not from the actual wall. We're gonna take the meter from the porches in the case of this building. Because so we won't have going in and out, gonna be straight, okay? So if you have a building like that, gonna be really straight from the porches and not from the main building, okay? So that's very important. The bushes already talk, the trees too close already talk about that. All the frames you see there for trash are gonna be taken out. The ones that are easy gonna be taken out in 2 days. The ones that are harder gonna be taken out in 4 days. Okay, depends, because some properties only leave elders and they're harder. Okay, so if they're gonna be grinded as mulch, so if they have a treatment, wood treated or wood paint, we're gonna put far away from the fruit tree so they can, decompose far away. All right, if they are clear wood, they are going to be mulched and can already put by fruit trees or anywhere you need. If they're plastic, they're going to be taken out and sent to be recycled. So people are going to make a pile of things, okay? So every building going to have the board or the manager, depends what you have, saying where each item going to be located, because every community is different. Some, they have a clubhouse, that they can use the inside areas to put the perishable things like clothes and things. And another area, some people have maybe a veranda, right? To have all these boxes and sort out things, right? So, but some people, they don't, right? Many communities, they don't have a clubhouse, they don't have a covered area. It's just one house by themselves, like a family house, one after another. So in this case, they're gonna get a house that's empty. They're gonna decide which house will be better, and in this case will be the house that is empty, or which house is the best to be remodeled to become a clubhouse, right? Because we're not keeping things inside the house, we have to bring to a location, right? And at the end of after these 2 days, every community gonna have their pickup. Okay, one day pickup. All right, so community is gonna get over, because you're not going to have every community at the same exact day. So they have the pickup on the 3rd day, gone, everything gone, family cars gone, everything gonna be gone. Okay, so we will have the proper everything clean up on those 2 days. So on the 3rd day, early in the morning, 7 o'clock, they can start picking up. The people in charge that can still work for 1 or 2 days, the people that are going to be assigned for that, they're going to go to other people, communities, because people cannot get out. After these 2 days, they're done. They have to be ready, get their food, and after that, the food is going to be delivered to them. They're not going to supermarkets anymore. Okay, so this is very important. The other thing, for the water, forgot the name now. So we people that already have them, keep them until the 20th week, until we'll tell what we're gonna do with them, if we need them or not, with hoses up to 40 meters or so, that every community can have their own for safety reasons. So we're going to have them afterwards, but we're going to have proper instructions, and not old ones like that. You see already getting apart. We need a type that won't get off like that, or won't get old or damaged like this. You see? All not needed. We don't need tapes like that. Okay? So we're gonna say exactly what type we're gonna have, because in case it's needed, yeah, that's fine, we're gonna use them. All right, so I think a 40 meters hose that every community can have, or 80, depends how far is for the following one. Okay, so we're gonna have bad instructions. I'm not going to say, because we need professionals. What will be the most sustainable? Yes, we can have them. Every community gonna have their own hose, because we're not going to have fire trucks. That's forbidden. If people need, they get the cart. Every community gonna get a cart by the main office, the clubhouse. They can bring the hose and use them. Okay? All right. The other thing is, every community gonna have their own well water, right? Avoid the most as possible the city water, okay? And adjustments gonna be explained for each county, okay? And we're already gonna decide. People can live or cannot live there. So places that do not have aquifers, right there, you know why we're gonna have them? Bring the water from far, far away, treat water for no reason. Okay, we need our own aquifers, so this is very, very important. Okay, we need our own aquifers. So I think I said, because what happens is the video got cut off. So this as well, 20 weeks, okay? No more. 20 weeks, we keep them for the places that already have. We're not installing new ones once they are not needed, okay? All right. But the water, regular water, as I just showed you, can have. We also not going to have paint. You see here, the paint gets out with time. The paint gets out. We're gonna have the concrete, you know, that does not chip the sides and never painted. And here we need a very, very strong metal, and it's forbidden to paint over dirty metals. Have to clean very well so they don't have these bumps from the metal or from dirt that they didn't clean up properly. You see here? You know, many places you see that because it does not happen on the side, it happens only on the bottom, you see? Because they paint, they didn't care. They didn't even clean the dust before they painted. So that's how, okay? So we need very strong, and we're gonna say which ones are acceptable to keep, which ones are not. Also, cannot be too tight on the floor. You see here, you know, it's not even, I think 10 centimeters is reasonable because no kid is gonna pass there, right? But a mop can pass and put the water out. It rained, you got a lot of water, get out. The other thing is that every floor, like this one, we have problems here. Water stays here till the next day. It's not good. Every floor gonna have a good drainage. It's very important to have a good drainage. You see this? Forbidden. People paint on the top of webs, they paint, you know, and also bumps that comes out from the metal. So this is forbidden. So the other thing for stucco, we're gonna tell you if that is a good thing, because it's easy to put stucco, right? But it also creates dust, hold nets, right? Webs, I mean, webs, spider web, and not good. So what we're going to do, it's if they have to be really durable so they can be washed twice a year, right, to take the dust out, and they can rub, you know, and it's forbidden to have things like that. They have to be washed right when they happen, you know, find a way, you know, to wash them right away, so they won't stain or get bigger. Okay, it's also mandatory for people to clean every month, or maybe every 2 months. Yeah, every 2 months. Clean their doors, wipe them out, and also clean the sides, the top there. The top needs to be smooth. Okay, we're gonna put cement really smooth there and on this corner, so it's easy for people to clean. Okay, all right. So what else I can say? Yeah, we're not having, so the water gonna drain easy. I already talked about that, right? Basically, it's that, my friends, okay? So thank you so much for your cooperation, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, my friends, the other thing is underwear and brasiers. So it's forbidden to hang those two things outside. Everyone is to have a place where they're gonna hang them inside. So some countries have a lot of porches. Like here in Florida, you have a lot of porches. Some other countries have like a laundry space where they have the sink to wash, like clothes or cleaning towels, right? And they have some space right there. Open windows, even apartments, they have them. So every place need to have this little hanger. So this hanger, it's one that's about maybe, I don't know, 40, 60, about 60 in circumference, right? The radio should be about 28 maybe, right? 28. No, maybe 25. Yeah, 25 radio. And and the clippers, the clothespin's gonna be already attached to their hanger, all right? So they can put all these small clothes. Socks is okay, but preferably be put inside because they have these clippers and, you know, they're small items. But it's forbidden to hang underwear and brasiers outside, okay? All right, so every apartment needs to have this place with some hangers in one way or another and remodel the ones that's needed. So everyone gonna have this little laundry area, right? To dry the most important clothes, okay? And the clothes to be outside because we're gonna have a lot of rain. So the best, they will be covered. Masonry, not in this plastic or synthetic items, okay? So this is also important, masonry, okay? And yeah, and lines not going to be very, very long to don't block the wind. They're gonna be smaller, we're gonna tell you how much. For example, up to 4 meters each, or how much gonna be. So, because the ones that are very, very long, one after another, blocks the wind. If the wind is not in the direction we need, what's gonna happen, right? And we are trying to avoid to use the fans because we save electricity for the houses, right? Because some countries, when it's cold at night, is the rainy season. What are you gonna do? You have to learn how to save the electricity you have, okay? All right, my friends, so we're doing really great. The other thing, we're gonna guide our families to place the long sheets and blankets to dry in the inside part of this covered area for clothesline, and the smaller clothes outside, shorts, shirts. Why is that? Because if comes rain, you know, most likely it's not going to reach the center of this dry clothes. It's gonna reach the meter or so, right? But then you have only shorts and shirts hung, so they're not going to be wet. So when you come 6 o'clock, your clothes is all dry, you put them away. Okay, my friends, I really appreciate your cooperation, and I'll talk to you soon. So the other things we are going to show which games children can make and which games they cannot make. Because some children make bad things, right? And sometimes they make good things. Because it's good for them to create. You know, they can't have everything ready, gonna last forever. So they can create. So we're gonna show, this is like rummy, you know, so we have the numbers there, you know, we're gonna see if we can put some shapes, up to 4 shapes or not. I think we can do 4 shapes, right? 4 good shapes. All right, but let's talk about the numbers. So they can match the numbers, they can match the colors, all right? So they can do also the following number, have 4 sets. For younger children can do sets of 2. You can do partners with 2 and get that point. For example, here, 4 and 5 together, or here, 5 and 6 together, okay? So for younger children, you're going to do sets of 2. For older children, teens, parents, they can do sets of 4, right? Okay, that can be on this order. Can be one after another, can be matching colors or matching numbers, right? Okay. And so we're going to have a list of games they can do and explain. So everything we're going to make in videos, we are going to have in books as well. For future generations, we're not going to have videos available. Or in case we have a collapse on a computer, future millenniums, centuries and millenniums, we have the books saved, okay? All right, so that's what happens, the games that they can make. So Jenga, for example, instead of 3, what we're going to do? We're going to do 2 or 4. All right, so for the younger children, no, 2 doesn't work, sorry, it needs to be 4. Okay, so they can play, you know, slide one over, right? They slide them, oh, sorry, I have only one hand here. But they can slide them, right? Like that, slide and get one at a time, right? So, but we need 4. We're not playing Jenga with 3, okay? So things like that. We're gonna have all the options of games, all right? What we can have. We can play with things like that, and there are the board games that have different colors. All is gonna be in 4 colors, right? And people can play them, such as Ludo, the ones you walk around, nothing too complicated. Nowadays they make some that are too complicated too, but we can make some creative ones. If you get that, you can cross, like, for example, here's the board, right? So let me just show you here. You get the board. All right, so if you get to that number, you have a bridge and can jump a few instead of going all the way here and all the way there. You can, you know, it's a little design, a little drawing that you can reach that if you step right here. If you step on this other one, for example, so you have to return a little bit, okay? But every game needs to have more positive and can only have 3 negatives, all right? I think that's the right way. So the positive need to be like a 6 or 8 positive, like this one I just showed. They jump to a better location instead of have to go all around. And negative, I think up to 3. So go back 2 or go back 20 or go back 10 or things like that. Just 3 negative ones. Because we have to focus in everything we do. We have to focus on positive things. Okay? All right, my friends. So I think we're doing really great. Okay? Now, the other thing is forbidden is to have wood with metal. You know, this connecting things with magnets is forbidden. It's not sustainable. They can last for many years now, but how are we going to recycle them afterwards? So let's already learn the right way, because they can last for many, many, many decades, even centuries. But we're not going to use the ones that's wood with magnets. Okay? We're going to use only plain wood. Different pieces, different blocks, right? But we can also have one like that as a Jenga, right? And others. I'm just giving some examples. All right, my friends, so we're doing really great. Another thing we're not going to use, it's high seats like that. So people that have them right now, they can use just for these few weeks, you know, but they cannot use them afterwards. All right? As soon as they have already available the proper chairs, that's like that, very strong, very sustainable, okay, with screws that never get rusted, with humidity, right? Okay, so that's the type of chair we need, right? Very strong. You see here the back, you know, very strong and good and comfortable and strong, not too heavy. But those you can keep, you have to cut the legs, right? So in these 4 weeks, you have to cut everything that is too out of our rules and guides. You have to find a way. So get a regular chainsaw and you cut the legs to be on a regular size of a chair, okay? So you won't have very tall benches. It's only wood, yeah, but we're not going to have them. Remember, that's part of our rules and guidelines, because they're not sustained. They don't have the back support, so we're not having them. Okay, so it's very important for us to get this going during the 4 weeks, and then when you have your new furniture, you're gonna use it. All right? Okay, my friends. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate for your cooperation. Talk to you soon. So the other things we are going to show which games children can make and which games they cannot make. Because some children make bad things, right? And sometimes they make good things. Because it's good for them to create. You know, they can't have everything ready, gonna last forever. So they can create. So we're gonna show This is like rummy, so we have the numbers there. We're gonna see if we can put some shapes, up to 4 shapes or not. I think we can do 4 shapes, right? 4 good shapes. All right, but let's talk about the numbers. So they can match the numbers, they can match the colors, all right? So they can do also the following number, have 4 sets. For younger children can do sets of 2. You can do partners with 2 and get that point. For example, here 4 and 5 together, or here 5 and 6 together, okay? So for younger children, you're going to do sets of 2. For older children, teens, parents, they can do sets of 4, right? Okay, that can be on this order, can be one after another, can be matching colors or matching numbers, right? Okay. And so we're going to have a list of games they can do and explain. So everything we're going to make in videos, we are going to have in books as well. For future generations, we're not going to have videos available. Or in case we have a collapse on a computer, future millenniums, centuries and millenniums, we have the books saved, okay? All right, so that's what happens, the games that they can make. So Jenga, for example, instead of 3, what we're going to do? We're going to do 2 or 4. All right? So for the younger children, no, 2 doesn't work. Sorry, it needs to be 4. Okay? So they can play, slide one over, right? They slide them. Oh, sorry, I have only one hand here. But they can slide them, right? Like that. Slide and get one at a time, right? So, but we need 4. We're not playing Jenga with 3, okay? So things like that. We're going to have all the options of games, all right? What we can have. We can play with things like that, and there are the board games that have different colors. Always going to be in 4. 4 colors, right? And people can play them, such as Ludo, the ones you walk around. Nothing too complicated. Nowadays they make some that are too complicated too. But we can make some creative ones. If you get that, you can cross, like, for example, here's the board, right? So let me just show you here. You get the board. All right. So if you get to that number, you have a bridge and can jump a few instead of going all the way here and all the way there. You can, it's a little design, a little drawing that you can reach that if you step right here. If you step on this other one, for example, so you have to return a little bit, okay? But every game needs to have more positive and can only have 3 negatives, all right? I think that's the right way. So the positive need to be like a 6 or 8, positive, like this one I just showed. They jump to a better location instead of have to go all around. And negative, I think up to 3. So go back 2 or go back 20 or go back 10 or things like that. Just 3 negative ones. Because we have to focus in everything we do. We have to focus on positive things. Okay? All right, my friends. So I think we're doing really great. Okay? Now, the other thing is forbidden is to have wood with metal. This connecting things with magnets is forbidden. It's not sustainable. They can last for many years now, but how are we going to recycle them afterwards? So let's already learn the right way, because they can last for many, many, many decades, even centuries. But we're not going to use the ones that's wood with magnets. Okay? We're going to use only plain wood. Different pieces, different blocks, right? But we can also have one like that as a Jenga, right? And others. I'm just giving some examples. All right, my friends, so we're doing really great. Another thing we're not going to use, it's high seats like that. So people that have them right now, they can use just for these few weeks, but they cannot use them afterwards. All right? As soon as they have already available the proper chairs, that's like that, very strong, very sustainable, okay, with screws that never get rusted with humidity, right? Okay, so that's the type of chair we need, right? Very strong. You see here the back, very strong and good and comfortable and strong, not too heavy. But those you can keep, you have to cut the legs, right? So on these 4 weeks, you have to cut everything that is too out of our rules and guides. You have to find a way. So get a regular chainsaw and you cut the legs to be on a regular size of a chair. Okay, so you won't have very tall benches. It's only wood, yeah, but we're not going to have them. Remember, that's part of our rules and guidelines. Because they're not sustained, they don't have the back support, so we're not having them. Okay, so it's very important for us to get this going during the 4 weeks, and then when you have your new furniture, you're gonna use it. All right? Okay, my friends, so thank you so much, and I really appreciate for your cooperation. Talk to you soon. Okay, my friends, the other thing is underwear and brassieres. So it's forbidden to hang those two things outside. Everyone is to have a place where they're gonna hang them inside. So some countries have a lot of porches. Like here in Florida, you have a lot of porches. Some other countries have like a laundry space where they have the sink to wash, like clothes or cleaning towels, right? And they have some space right there. Open windows, even apartments, they have them. So every place needs to have this little hanger. So this hanger, it's one that's about maybe, I don't know, 40, 60, about 60 in circumference, right? The radio should be about 28 maybe, right? 28. No, maybe 25. Yeah, 25 radio. And and the clippers, the clothespins gonna be already attached to their hanger, all right? So they can put all these small clothes. Socks is okay, but preferably be put inside because they have these clippers and they're small items. But it's forbidden to hang underwear and brassieres outside, okay? All right, so every apartment needs to have this place with some hangers in one way or another and remodel the ones that's needed. So everyone gonna have this little laundry area, right? To dry the most important clothes, okay? And the clothes to be outside because we're gonna get a lot of rain, so the best, they will be covered. Masonry, not in this plastic or synthetic items, okay? So this is also important, masonry, okay? And yeah, and lines not going to be very, very long to don't block the wind. They're gonna be smaller, we're gonna tell you how much. For example, up to 4 meters each, or how much gonna be. So, because the ones that are very, very long, one after another, blocks the wind. If the wind is not in the direction we need, what's going to happen, right? And we are trying to avoid to use the fans because we save electricity for the houses, right? Because some countries, when it's cold at night, is the rainy season. What are you going to do? You have to learn how to save the electricity you have, okay? All right, my friends, so we're doing really great. The other thing, we're gonna guide our families to place the long sheets and blankets to dry in the inside part of this covered area for clothesline, and the smaller clothes outside, shorts, shirts. Why is that? Because if comes rain, most likely it's not going to reach the center of this dry clothes. It's gonna reach the meter or so, right? But then you have only shorts and shirts hung, so they're not going to be wet. So when you come 6 o'clock, your clothes is all dry, you put them away. Okay, my friends, I really appreciate your cooperation, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, my friends, just want to show you people that have strong plastic tables like that, they're very durable. Yes, they can use. They can use to eat, they can use to study, to work, during the 4 weeks and until the real picnic tables are back. All right, so yes, they can use them. And we're gonna tell them if they can use after that as well, because they're easy to clean. They last for long, long time. Okay? All right, thank you. Here we got a little puzzle. We're gonna have the maximum. Small puzzles like that for older children, that's fine. Look, they're like a big thumb size, big thumb. All right, we can have them, that's fine. Of course, they need to be a good drawing, approved drawing. So, with good things, positive things related to our rules and guidelines. So, they can only be, so here, 60 long ways, up to 60, and by 40. I think that's reasonable. When the residential communities will give them out to the families, right, for rainy days, rainy season, vacation days, that's fine. It's a good work. For older children, younger children are going to have bigger puzzles. So they're going to give already the, sorry, not the wooden board. Every family going to have their own wooden board, okay? All right, so they're going to get the box, wash their hands, so they will last for many, many, many centuries, right? Because there's no reason for them to get bad. Look, they have they're plastified on the top. The bottom is strong. So there's no reason. They're never going to get bad. Okay? When they return, the family going to bring on the family board. How is that? Because then the person receiving it going to receive like that. Make sure all the pieces are in, because they cannot accept is missing a piece. The family needs to go back and find it, or they're going to pay many points for it. So people are going to pay attention when they're selecting the pieces, right? Okay, they're going to lose many points if they do that. Okay, so I think that's the most sustainable. So when they bring back, every family going to have their own board, so people don't have to be carrying board to go and come back. Okay, because they can play other games like I just showed you earlier. They can play other games, the same boards, because we don't have to play on tables all the time. We can use the floor. We are flexible. We are easygoing, right? So we can play on the floor as well. Okay, and some games with bigger pieces like the one I showed the board can be brought outside. Okay, not puzzles, so they won't lose it. That's an inside game for rainy days, very cold days. Okay, that's all right. And we're not going to have, of course, things that we don't do anymore, such as that, things that we don't do anymore. But things that we use, they have here milk, right? Production of milk. We are not having those things, or cows, but we're going to have good and many different ones. Okay, so the families can keep using them. Now, for things like that, and also for some books, not many, but for some books, such as for older kids and teenagers, I believe, we can keep rotating them clockwise with the communities. So maybe, we can put them in a regular cart, many of those, and, in a dry season, when it's not raining, of course, we can bring them around. I think that's really good and reasonable, right? Because they read a lot. But for the younger children, don't need, because they're not going to be reading too much. They're going to be playing a lot, right? But for older children and for adults, I think it's reasonable. We get the cart, and the cart keep going around the whole group set of four communities, right? If they do every 2 years or so people are not going to be reading the same books over and over. I think every two years, I think that's reasonable. An exchange, I think the best will be done in January, right? Okay, so I think that's really good. Every January, on even years, we're going to change the puzzles for everyone, and also the books, for the communities. Put everything in a cart, and the cart keep going around the whole community clockwise. And we're gonna set up already on the county website which of these 4 communities gonna be exchanging those books. So everyone, every 2 years, gonna have those different books. Okay? All right, we're doing really great. And we can even do twice, because we're not going to have many carts, extra carts available, but we can use the maintenance cart, the library cart itself, right? And change the books. Okay, instead of moving people or have local huge libraries, we don't need that. We just get these 4 communities and change them. Okay, we're doing really great. Thank you, my friends. Oh, and the puzzle's gonna come like that. The total amount of pieces that they have gonna be a good number, not 7, right? So I don't know how many pieces, but I think we can do 620 maybe, or 640, that we have to see the professionals, because we're going to have less than that. This one is 750, but going to be shorter, right? So we'll be about that, 680 maybe, I don't know, but going to be an even number, right? Okay, so going to be the drawing there, a strong box. Look, a box like that. People wash their hands and use them over and over and over and over, right? Awesome. Okay, my friends, and we are not going to make more of those. They can last millenniums for sure. They're gonna be in a good size, not bendable. You see, look, not bend. They're gonna be really strong, really well made, with very good paint, and a little plastified. You see, this one is really good because it's really strong, really glued together. It's a very good quality. Okay. So just for you to have an idea. And we are not making heavy machines with them anymore, And as I said, people not going to lose any of them, because they're going to lose many, many points. Nobody want to do that. But on a future centuries, if happens, when the person returns them on the family board, they're gonna say, all right, how many is missing? 1 or 2? So they're gonna have, when they borrow the item, they're already gonna have a little note. Yes, missing 1 or 2. Books the same way. Every book returned gonna be checked by the team in charge. That will be teens, right? Teens, 15, until they get married. Younger adults as well. They can do with their partner. How is that? Awesome, right? So they're gonna be checking all these things, have turns. Saturdays afternoon, and maybe 1 hour on Sunday. No, just Saturdays, right? Just Saturday. So the library, the local library, during school week's gonna be open only in the afternoon, Saturdays, okay? Up to 4 hours or so, because we also 2 hours. I think 2 hours is plenty. Everybody get what they want, return what they want, and done. People gonna have their cards, right? And I'm not sure about the future years. We're going to have like in paper what would be the most sustainable. Okay, keep having the cards, or just have a paper. They return, the person in charge, these teens and young adults, going to check it out. Remember, the teens and young adults can only have their spouse, their partner at their community if they live there. Otherwise, they cannot be working together. So people have to be smart, so they can have all these years doing things together, a lot of things together, if they are from the same community, right? So they have to be smart about that, instead of losing many, many opportunities to do little simple things, but do things together. Even cleaning the pool, right? Instead of doing brothers and sisters, they're going to be doing with their partners, right? Have fun together. Because all these simple things, the teens and young adults can be doing. Things with more responsibility, and then going to be done, the parents going to be doing that. Okay, the other thing I was going to say, they wash their hands, they count, the books. When they open a book, they're returning a book. The couple in charge gonna check the pages, how the pages were returned. got water damage, got spot, got dirty, okay? Because they're gonna lose many, many points, because those books, those puzzles, it's to last for many, many years. We're also gonna have some basket with little toys, like I just showed you earlier, right? The ones that are made, machine made. People can also check them in and check them out and have them for 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks is reasonable. Renew for one more time. No more than a month is not needed. People, if it's really needed for a very thick book, that's okay. But we're avoiding very thick books because you don't need them, right? Long stories never finish. Couples gonna be talking instead of reading. It's forbidden to have very, very long, thick books. They're not needed. Even stories, read, awesome, done. Stories gonna be also good stories. Our stories from families that were in a situation, how they got out of it, right? People that didn't have water, didn't have food, and with the work of the organization they got those things, and plenty of them, thanks God. They got a house, they got back to school, they stopped using drugs or things like that. So with negative things, you can mention a little bit and how they got over the whole book, 95% of the book, or 90%, how they got over and renew life, okay? Families that didn't have good interaction, good communication, okay? But how they got over. So it's not the whole book about the negative things. It's the other way around, like many books nowadays. Gonna be just a little bit showing how was the situation at the beginning of the book, and then the whole book gonna be how they renew their lives, or during the 28 weeks, or even after, because we can make books up to 20 years of the organization, 10 or 20. I'm going to give an answer after that. But I think 10 for sure, right? And we still deciding if it's going to be up to 20 years. Because we don't want to keep printers all over. That's not needed. Okay, my friends. All right. Thank you so much. And ruler is going to be like that. Wood, strong, firm. Without the metal, we don't need the metal here. Some rules have the metal here. We don't need that, okay? Unless it's for engineered plants. Then they're going to have the metal because they need the proper exact. We can't have that because this one is for schools, up to even high school. We can use that, adult education, regular rules. We can use this one. We can sand sometimes when it's dirty. So only things that need to be really exact, like the engineered plants, and then they're going to have the metal thing. Oh, maybe not, because you're not going to have any new engineered plant. The plants you're going to have are already the ones that are already approved. We're not going to build any new building, only remodel. Okay, so we don't need in the future to have any ruler with metal things, okay? Because all the buildings gonna be already made and done, and no more gonna be new ones gonna be made. Only remodel when is needed. Not remodel, sorry. Repainted or touch up, like here, touched up. Okay? All right. Not like this. We're gonna touch up really properly and sand well, and proper instruction will be given to everyone. Okay, my friends, so once I'm talking about this, let me show you. It's forbidden to have things like that. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if I made a video like that, but I don't know if I posted. You see the marks are all showing of the net here. Okay, I think you can see now, right? So it's forbidden. People need to patch wherever it is and sand and make it straight and strong. Okay? All right. And on the future, once we're going to have many decades without painting, we need paint that won't burn with the weather, because when we're going to touch up, that's another thing. Going to have a proper years. How often we can repaint? After 10 years, how going to be the rules and guidelines? Okay? And how going to be? Because the new paint going to be really white. The old paint is burnt with the weather along the years. So this is something I need to get, how going to be the most sustainable. We're going to clean, we're going to paint everything or not. The other thing is for high ceilings. How much will be authorized or not? they're sustainable or not, because imagine, paint this whole thing just because you got a little problem on the bottom or something. So it's forbidden to punch the wall, it's forbidden to make holes for any reason or hide anything inside, okay? It's forbidden. Everything gonna be checked and done now, and it's forbidden. This was a hole here, okay? So everything gonna be really checked for us to have the most sustainable. Look how beautiful the rain is. Really beautiful to have rain. The other thing, you see those boxes, these electric boxes there on the other side, and also the draining station there, you see? So we're gonna have what is the most positive and sustainable, because I don't know if those are really good, because and how high they need to be, because we have one here on the side of the building. They got covered almost everything. When rains a lot, it gets cover almost the whole thing. You know, a person once told me, oh, but they are really sealed. No, we're not giving any chances. You know, we're gonna have our solar panels connected, and we have to see, I think the best is inside batteries, right? These huge panels, only inside each house and not outside anywhere. We just need a few, of course, that's already connected to the lamp, and we have to see how will be the most sustainable, because some places we know they have the solar panel on the top, but gonna look a little ugly, right? But maybe, so we need some options of how we can do that, how we can do it, okay? So we will have the solar panels maybe on the bottom, I don't know, and of course facing the sun, and maybe one that can slide a little bit. They have 2 rotations because for the year, so you know they can rotate every January and July. They can rotate them. You know, the solar panels slide a little bit, and for the other months because the sun gonna be more on the other side. Okay. All right, my friends, so we're doing really great, and I talk to you soon. So the other things we are going to show which games children can make and which games they cannot make, because some children make bad things, right? And sometimes they make good things, because it's good for them to create. You know, they can't have everything ready, gonna last forever. So they can create. So we're gonna show this is like Rummy, you know, so we have the numbers there, you know, we're gonna see if we can put some shapes, up to 4 shapes or not. I think we can do 4 shapes, right? 4 good shapes. All right, but let's talk about the numbers. So they can match the numbers, they can match the colors, all right? So they can do also the following number, have 4 sets. For younger children can do sets of 2. You can do partners with 2 and get that point. For example, here 4 and 5 together, or here 5 and 6 together, okay? So for younger children, you're going to do sets of 2. For older children, teens, parents, they can do sets of 4, right? Okay, that can be on this order, can be one after another, can be matching colors or matching numbers, right? Okay. And so we're going to have a list of games they can do and explain. So everything we're going to make in videos, we are going to have in books as well. For future generations, we're not going to have videos available. Or in case we have a collapse on a computer, future millenniums, centuries and millenniums, we have the books saved, okay? All right, so that's what happens, the games that they can make. So Jenga, for example, instead of 3, what we're going to do? We're going to do 2 or 4. All right? So for the younger children, no, 2 doesn't work. Sorry, it needs to be 4. Okay? So they can play, you know, slide one over, right? They slide them. Oh, sorry, I have only one hand here. But they can slide them, right? Like that. Slide and get one at a time, right? So, but we need 4. We're not playing Jenga with 3, okay? So things like that. We're going to have all the options of games, all right? What we can have. we can play with things like that, and there are the board games that have different colors. Always going to be in four colors, right? And people can play them, such as Ludo, the ones you walk around. Nothing too complicated. Nowadays they make some that are too complicated too. But we can make some creative ones. If you get that, you can cross, like, for example, here's the board, right? So let me just show you here. You get the board. All right. So if you get to that number, you have a bridge and can jump a few instead of going all the way here and all the way there. You can, it's a little design, a little drawing that you can reach that if you step right here. If you step on this other one, for example, so you have to return a little bit, okay? But every game needs to have more positive and can only have 3 negatives, all right? I think that's the right way. So the positive need to be like a 6 or 8 positive, like this one I just showed. They jump to a better location instead of have to go all around. And negative, I think up to 3. So go back 2 or go back 20 or go back 10 or things like that. Just 3 negative ones. Because we have to focus in everything we do. We have to focus on positive things. Okay? All right, my friends. So I think we're doing really great. Okay? Now, the other thing is forbidden is to have wood with metal. This connecting things with magnets is forbidden. It's not sustainable. They can last for many years now, but how are we going to recycle them afterwards? So let's already learn the right way, because
thank you
can
so
last for
much
many,
for your
many
cooperation,
decades,
helping us to make
even
all these
centuries.
videos.
But we're not going
have
to
them
use
ready.
the ones
Okay,
that wood
talk
with
to you
magnets.
soon. I
Okay?
really
We're
appreciate
going to use only
your
plain wood.
cooperation.
Different pieces, different blocks, right? But we can also have one like that as a Jenga, right? And others. I'm just giving some examples. All right, my friends, so we're doing really great. Another thing we're not going to use, it's high seats like that. So people that have them right now, they can use just for these few weeks, but they cannot use them afterwards. All right? As soon as they have already available the proper chairs, that's like that, very strong, very sustainable, okay, with screws that never get rusted with humidity, right? Okay, so that's the type of chair we need, right? Very strong. You see here the back, very strong and good and comfortable and strong, not too heavy. But those you can keep, you have to cut the legs, right? So on these 4 weeks, you have to cut everything that is too out of our rules and guides. You have to find a way. So get a regular chainsaw and you cut the legs to be on a regular size of a chair. Okay, so you won't have very tall benches. It's only wood, yeah, but we're not going to have them. Remember, that's part of our rules and guidelines. Because they're not sustained, they don't have the back support, so we're not having them. Okay, so it's very important for us to get this going during the 4 weeks, and then when you have your new furniture, you're gonna use it. All right? Okay, my friends, so thank you so much, and I really appreciate for your cooperation. Talk to you soon.